Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Zigval. For those of you who may be new, most people just call me Zig, and welcome to the stream. I'm a little underwear, just a little bit. Didn't get very good sleep last night, so I've been uh really out of it. Though to be fair, the last couple nights have been a little rough, but that's besides the point. But then ended up running through work pretty hard, so now I'm just kind of running on fumes, but it'll be fine. But y'all, how's the chat doing today? Hello, Mika. Welcome. We'll be doing more Danganronpa today. We just got to the murder in chapter 3 of Angie. Still suspicious, but it must be. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. We'll find out shortly. But, yeah, so murder of Angie, investigation phase. Try to do some things and stuff like that, yeah. Sniff, sniff. What are you sniffing? I'm clean. I am clean on all four. Ow. Unclean. Makes me want to get that soundbite actually. What is that from? That might actually be another like streamer. There might be some other things that say it. Unclean. I don't know. Either way. My voice is shot. So that's gonna make today a lot more interesting. We'll see how it goes. Oh. Yes. But yeah, we should get through the investigation part and probably move right into maybe part 1 of the trial. We'll see how far we get. But yeah. Exciting. I'm doubtful that it's just gonna be Angie that's dead. It feels too easy. We're like a 1-for-1 trade each thing. We have 16 people. I was told this was supposed to be a depressing game. Survivors were few. So far, the survival rate is pretty high. Suspicious. Chapter 3, investigation. Probably go for about 3-ish hours. So we'll go where that. If we end up going into the first part of the trial because of that, which we probably will be, we'll go until the intermission. And hopefully the intermission isn't like a year long or a year away in the beginning. We'll find out. God. But how is the chops? How is the flavorful Mika? Mika good? I'm glad to hear Mika good. There's gonna be a lot going on. This is supposed to be, I guess, a locked room murder, so to speak. Doing swell. Nice. I guess we better look at Angie's body. She's lying face down in the middle of the room. Hello, Brasi. Welcome. Welcome to the crime scene. Funny to find you here. Suspect
What's
number
wrong?
1. Are you gonna take a closer look?
Okay.
Yes, I was planning to.
Got a minute?
Then let's hurry up and do it. Can't afford to waste any time here. Maki didn't hesitate. She stepped past me and walked over to the body. There's no problem with dead bodies. She is the ultimate assassin. Let's read from Necronomicon. Bring her back to life, chat. Ah, this book. Instructions for the resurrection ritual are written in the Necronomicon. But before the ritual is written, you can resurrect one deceased victim.
I knew it.
Help? I can't help you. You're beyond help. Jeez. This was the motive, the Necronomicon.
Hey.
And you tried to perform the ritual written in this book, right?
Okay.
Yes. If you look at this book, we should learn the steps of the ritual she was trying to perform. Let's take a look. The fuck am I looking at? You know, this is what I should expect. Necronomicon resurrection ritual. You want to talk to the dead loved one again? The simple ritual will return a departed soul to the land of the living. Here's how. This sounds more like seancing than not. Go to bed? Yes, you've been up a lot. I've seen several messages in the wee hours from this cheese. Someone left it out too long. Handy manual is easy. Monkey can even a bear. Fair enough to of the dead soul you wish to contact. The size and shape of the effigy is relevant. You can make it out of whatever materials you wish. If it's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. Well, it seems real simple. No making a scene bed. Fair enough effigy of the dead soul you wish to contact. Yeah. The size and shape, relevant. Makes sense. He is sick. Well then, yes. Bed. Bed for sick. Sick bed. That is the rule. Not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be. Labeled deceased. Okay, now it's just going through everything I really read. To prepare the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times. Then close your eyes and wait. After a while, you should feel a light tap on your back. So, that means the ritual was a success. The ashes are only good for 1 use. The ritual can only be performed once, so use it wisely. I guess this makes sense. You have to burn the book in order to do it. And that means some soup. I love soup. I'll take that soup if it's not wanted. But these are the steps for the resurrection ritual.
This is stupid.
You really believed in this crap? It's pretty obvious that you wouldn't be able to resurrect anyone with this. Under normal circumstances, I'm sure that's true. But in this place, I don't think you can rule anything out. Truth bullet sections of the monopod. Alright, let's look at the corpse. Very thorough. There's blood dripping from Angie's head. I still feel like this is not a body, but it might be. I feel like it's another, like, wax figure, but, you know. According to the monochroma file, she should say no stab wound to the back of the neck. Hell of a way to go. As well as a laceration on her forehead.
I knew it.
Killing blow was a single stab to the back of the neck. Sneak attack, most likely.
Well,
What do you make of the wound on her forehead? Maybe the culprit hit her on the head before stabbing her from behind.
but
2 wounds are substantially different. The culprit changed weapons mid-attack. Trying to think here, what would happen? Possible they didn't want to kill Angie at first, they just wanted to knock her out. But then she started waking up and they decided to finish her off. Though, sure. It's interesting.
Oh yeah.
I suppose that would be unnecessary. Unless she was attacked by 2 people simultaneously, which would make this also interesting. I don't think we've ever had 2 culprits before. We've had an accomplice and a culprit, which, you know, would make it sound like we had 2 culprits before, but that technically is different in this game. Because only the culprit gets punished, the accomplice doesn't necessarily get punished.
remember,
Also, the wound on her forehead looks deep, but it's not bleeding much. Also, the culprit's the only one that gets rewarded if they escape. Why? Why rude? Why bonk? I do not want a similar wound to my head, thank you. What's going on with these 2 wounds? Forehead injury has been added to the truth bullet section of the Monopod.
Huh?
huh?
What's wrong, Maki?
Got a minute?
Move. Maki pushed me aside, then lifted Angie's body up by the shoulder.
Is this...
What's this doing crumpled underneath her body?
What is it?
This is duct tape, right? Duct tape doing here. I don't know, but it must be related to the case. Must interrupt the lore. No interruption. Lore must continue. Look, her hair stuck to the tape. Long hairs. Angie's, right? Rude. Bloody duct tape with Angie's hair on it. What could that mean?
But
I'm surprised you spotted this monkey. It was hidden under her body.
So what?
It was partially visible. As a detective, you should have noticed it before I did.
okay.
Well, that's true. Well, even so, I guess you're still getting used to being around dead bodies. So don't beat yourself up over it.
Okay.
Well then, it's a good thing you're used to corpses, Maki.
Do you want to die?
You wanna die.
Sorry.
Joking. Couldn't resist.
Got a minute?
Don't need to apologize. I was joking too. Didn't sound like a joke though. I got the body. We have all 4 effigies. Do we have to look at all of them? It looks like we do. Okay. 4 effigies hung upside down makes the scene particularly eerie. Ropes are dangling from the exposed beams on the ceiling.
If I remember correctly,
Angie made all of these wax figures.
Hey,
Is this rope from the warehouse?
you're right.
I believe so. That means they won't be much of a clue. Anyone could have gone and gotten these ropes. Maybe the student council should have blocked the warehouse instead of the manhole. The warehouse does contain plenty of things that can be used for murder. Anyway, I know that these effigies are just wax, but it still creeps me out.
that's true.
The effigies look exactly like real people. Not just their faces, but their bodies, too. The ultimate artist certainly was talented.
By the way,
Why is this effigy hanging upside down? Is this part of the ritual? I'm not sure.
what is it?
If it's not, then why is it like this? Who would go out of the way to hang a wax effigy? Right. If they're going to do this much work, there must be some reason for it. What could it be? Who would it do this? Sorry. Who would do this? Culprit? Angie? Someone else entirely? Effigies hung upside down has been added to the truth bill sexually modified. Is it the same thing? Another purpose. Take a lot of work to hang all these up. That place there was a reason behind it. Who did it? Culprit, Angie, maybe someone. Okay. I guess we look at the sword. A katana stabbed into Coyote's wax effigy.
Damn it!
Who did this? And why?
Got a
Not
minute?
Coyote. Let me see. Just rips it right out. Maki nudged me aside and gripped the katana and pulled it out of the effigy.
Ah!
This is the crime scene. You can't.
What is it?
You wanted to check the katana, right? But you can't do that if you don't pull it out. In the anthropology lab, indeed it is. At least I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty confident.
Because...
Yeah, it's true. But we have to preserve the scene. Maki paid no mind to the protest and stared at the katana for a while.
Is this...
It's a real katana, but there's gold leaf on it.
okay.
Yeah, I believe it's the one that was on display at the Ultimate Anthropologist Lab. Is that so?
Okay.
You can probably assume this is the murder weapon, judging from the bloodstains on the tip. Seems odd that that would have been the same weapon used for the head, too, though. The edge is too rusty to cut well. But it would be enough to stab. That's probably what happened. They try to cut her with the sword, but they're too much of a dumbass to realize it wouldn't cut well, so all it did was bash her head, and so they decided to stab her instead. Okay. I don't know why the neck, though. That seems like a hard target to hit most of the time, but yeah, that's fine. But why would they go through the effort of using this as a murder weapon?
That's true.
Good question. They could have gone to my lab and grabbed a more suitable weapon.
Could it be...
Perhaps it's because Kyo's lab is on the same floor. They just grabbed something close by. It may have been in a hurry.
Well...
Or maybe they needed a long weapon like this.
Huh?
A long weapon.
Okay.
My lab doesn't contain swords, or any other weapons of this length.
Huh?
Really?
That's true.
I'm not sure how Monokuma found out, but he must know I don't use swords for work. When I first started working, I botched a mission using a katana. I haven't used a sword since. This is fine, because they're a hassle to carry anyway. I suppose everyone's lab is suited to them personally, just like Angie's was. But how do they know all this? Anyway, the gold leaf on this katana flakes off easily. It's all over my hand now.
Okay.
Must be pretty old for the gold leaf to flake off that easily.
Got a minute?
Why didn't you say so earlier? My hands are all sticky now. I'll have to wash them later. Maki scolded me, then stood in front of Kaede's effigy.
Hey,
I'm gonna put the katana back where we found it. It's too hard to watch look away.
Okay.
Thank you. I averted my gaze, and Maki stabbed the katana back into the wax effigy.
by the way,
Even so, why was a weapon stabbed into a wax effigy? pain whack everything, no less. Was it part of the ritual? Or was the culprit trying to hide the murder weapon? Perhaps they had no intention of hiding it. They didn't even wipe off the blood. Besides, I'm certain there are better ways to hide the murder weapon than this.
What are you talking about?
And what's the reason for this?
That's...
I honestly have no idea.
Well,
We should investigate where this weapon came from. We might find a clue there.
okay.
Wash your hands recently, methinks? Maybe. There are ways to see if someone had using like certain chemicals and that to see if they have like certain metal, if they've handled certain metals before. They'll like dye their hands and stuff like that. Fairly nice sword. Is a very old sword. Hello, honey. Welcome. Welcome to the murder, the crime scene. It's funny that you would return. It's almost like you're the culprit. Let's do that. I want to make sure the katana indeed came from that room. Agile. Okay. I don't think there's anything else here. Do we look at... No, we don't care. This is very ritualistic, especially with her in the middle. It almost feels like it was a counter ritual of some sort. Back door. We do need to look at the back door. This door is the lab's back door.
is this...
This door has a sliding lock, and it's still locked. But it was locked by someone holding the katana.
That's true.
Because no one has used this door since we came in here. I believe Angie locked this door when she came in. It's been locked ever since.
Hey,
Wait, what's this? Look, there's something golden shiny on the tab of the sliding lock. Okay then. Golden shiny. Could it be?
Is that alright?
Locking, may I see it for a minute? I want to try moving the sliding lock.
so what?
You want to unlock it? Go ahead. Do what you want. Carefully touch the knob of the block before hitting the gold parts. Softly slid the lock open.
Okay.
Just as I suspected, this lock will slide without much effort. Whether you lock it or unlock it. This could be an important clue. Back door.
Well,
Curious about this rear door too, but there's something else that bothers me. The lock on the front door that we used to enter this room. Didn't we investigate the front door too? I'm gonna take a closer look at it. You walked over to the front door. Anything else? Probably talk to people, but the front door is not relevant. It's unlocked, but I think there are still things to investigate here. Oh, do I talk to Maki? Is that what I need to do?
hey,
I just want to confirm something. When we got to this lab, you're sure that the front door was locked?
Okay.
Oh, thank you, honey. You are also adorable. I saw you got that Egyptian book of the dead. Looks really cool. Hopefully the content's just as neat as the cover. Yes, I'm positive. I grabbed the knob and tried to turn it. It really is locked.
I knew it.
The front entrance was locked until Kokichi picked the lock to open it. This is the actual translated book. I'm not as familiar with the original book either. I'm assuming it's a mythology book though, based on Egyptian lore and that. Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, click, click. Black. There. Open says me. So, he picked the cylinder lock open.
hey,
You think anyone else could have opened the lock besides him?
That's true.
It would have been impossible from the outside. Monocubs took the key. Okay, here it is. But there's only one key, so don't lose it. It'd be bad if you lost it. You wouldn't be able to lock the door or open it from the outside. Let me see that key. Monodam swiped the key from Monopony and lifted it to his mouth. Nom. He ate it.
then...
Kokichi's the only one who could have opened or closed the door from the outside, right? Correct. Only Kokichi would have been able to open and close the door from the outside. Someone inside could have opened and closed it as they pleased.
Huh?
So the front door was locked from inside the room.
No.
Not necessarily. I'm just thinking of possibilities. But in that case, the question becomes how the person who locked the doors got out. How the culprit got out of the classroom after locking the doors. This is true. They could have also never left. Still, strange that the front door and back door have different locks. Kill so violently? I mean, I wouldn't say he's against killing, but we'll see. The front door that we came in from has a cylinder lock. And the rear door over there has a sliding lock. But by the time we discovered the body, both doors were locked.
Is this?
In other words, this is what you might call a locked room mystery, right? The sliding lock might be easier to explain for the locked room door. If they were both cylinder locks, that would be a little harder to explain. Sliding lock, you can do some things with like string and stuff like that if you wanted to. Would likely be sneaky about killing? Maybe. I would think he'd be smarter about it, but his ultimate skill is Ultimate Supreme Leader. So you would think it'd be something more along the lines of he would command someone to do it. Though doing so would mean he wouldn't get the reward of getting away with it. So we don't really know what his talents are aside from manipulation, lockpicking. So we don't really know what Ultimate Supreme Leader actually means. Need energy drink.
You're right.
Yeah, the cylinder lock's key was taken by the Monocubs. So both doors could only be locked from the inside. But only if you rule out Kichi's lockpicking, right? You could have picked the cylinder lock on the front door to go in and out of the lab. I would think Maki would be able to do that too, considering she's an assassin. I would think that would be an important skill for her. So he could have created this locked room's mystery. It's possible that he locked the door from the outside by picking it after he killed Angie.
If I remember correctly,
That's true. Thing is, he would know that he would be implicated in the murder if he did that. So why even do a locked room murder at that point? I would think Maki could as well, but I don't know if she can. I would imagine she could, though.
That's right.
Also, he appeared at an oddly convenient time when we tried to enter the lab ourselves. I feel like Kokichi's not this dumb.
I knew it.
He's clearly suspicious. It is suspicious, but that solution seems a little too convenient. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Use brains, not brawn. More likely, yeah. Anything else I need to investigate? Yeah, I figured. Any obvious things besides speaking with people? No? Alright. Start talking to people. This busty brainy beauty has this all figured out.
huh?
You mean? You know who the culprit is?
What was that?
Culprit? Fuck that.
Hey,
Suchi, do we really have time to be listening to her?
wait!
Hey, wait, goddammit. Just gonna ignore my genius idea? Just listen to me, okay? Come on, listen to me. Listen.
Okay.
Okay. You know, Mew really has strong Kaikyo vibes if I were to actually say anything about if I were to say anything. If you're gonna twist my arm, then I'll tell you, you better thank me for this.
You know,
You're all dumber than pleased, but even you get how weird these wax cells are, right? They are strange. Are they for the ritual or another purpose?
well then.
But I figured it out with just one glance. These are diversions.
Could it be?
Diversions.
Listen up!
Yep, the culprit used these wax cells to distract us from something.
Got a minute?
What do you mean by that?
What?
What should I know? Isn't that Sherlock Holmes' job?
I knew it.
Do you know about my night with Kaito? I mean, what? You're a waste of time. Maki turned and walked away. I can't say I blame her.
What was that?
The hell's her problem? She's on the rag or something? So Angie made these wax cells, huh? The resemblance is pretty uncanny. Say the devil's in the details, you know. Let's just see how detailed these really are. Hey! You tried to look up this wax figure's skirt.
Hey!
What are you doing? Stop that. What? See if this doll was wearing panties. Wait, do you have a doll fetish? Are you excited that your dead girlfriend is a doll now?
Ha! Fucking
You like wax
virgin.
dolls so much, then go fuck this doll already. Damn. Starting to agree with Maki. Talking to me is a waste of time. Oh, is that all we're getting? We're getting nothing out of that? Okay, perfect. Beautiful. I'm not sure if it's okay to say this or not, but could Tenko be the culprit?
Huh?
Tenko. It's not like I have proof or anything, but earlier I heard Himiko say that Tenko was trying to betray the student council.
No.
So you suspect Tenko?
Actually.
Because as a member of the student council, she would have been allowed into this lab.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Angie did allow members of the student council to enter her lab.
Oh.
Yeah. Angie had been shut away here working on the ritual by herself since yesterday. She said she would only unlock the door if she heard a student council member's voice.
That's true.
I would certainly point to Tenko. She did betray the student council after all.
No.
Not that I want to suspect Tenko, but since only student council members would have been let in here, if Angie only let in student council members, that would be Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Sumigi. Of that group, Tenko is certainly the most suspicious. But I doubt Angie would let her back in right after the confrontation. But who knows? Okay. And Gonta. What does the Gonta have to say?
Why?
Murder at nighttime is strange. Impossible even.
Why?
Why do you think that?
Right.
The student council made a rule that we know can be outside during nighttime. Everyone should have been asleep. No way murder could have happened at nighttime.
Ew.
Do you really think everyone would go along with that rule?
But
But it's Hakua's rule. And he said he'd punish us if we not follow his rules.
but
The student council wasn't included in that, correct? They could do what they wanted. Angie was also working here at night. She was?
but
No way. The student council would never break own rules.
right.
They should have been asleep in their own rooms. It's that good example to others. Maybe Angie got attacked while she's asleep in her room, and she got brought here.
Go to idiot.
Wouldn't Himiko be possibly because of magic? If only her magic was real, maybe. So, Gonta could have saved her. If only Gonta saw. But Gonta was sleeping. Sorry, Angie. Gonta no could save you. It's hard to believe that no one went outside, in spite of the student council rule. Still things to investigate. What am I missing? Do I have to talk to Maki again?
By the way,
Strange that the front door went back to our different locks. Front door came in as a cylinder lock, and the rear door over there has a sliding lock.
that's right.
By the time we discovered the body, both doors were locked. In other words, this is what you might call a locked room
Okay.
mystery. Then you locked and unlocked doors from inside, and our search teaches lockpicking.
That's true.
Could have picked up this in a lot. We read through this, I believe. Just appeared oddly convenient. Yeah, clearly suspicious. Okay. The fuck am I missing? Do I have to look at the monitor? Certainly not. Just seeing it makes me feel sick. No. Alright. Let's look at the body again. Can't really look at the robes. We'll just look at each of the bodies. So why are they hung up? For the purpose, we take a lot of work to hang all these. There's a reason behind it. Or is it who did it? Culprit Angie. Okay. Is there something else? Oh, just a pool of blood? Okay. Would not have expected the pool of blood would be separate, but that's fine. Small pool of blood is emanated from Angie's torso. This can't be from her forehead. This blood is from the back of her neck.
Is this...
This blood is dry. Must have been spilled a few hours before Angie was killed. Maybe more. Oh, someone else's blood. Wait. Are we sure this is an actual corpse? Wait a minute. We know Angie is really good at wax effigies. I would think they would have found it by now. 2, we know that blood offerings are a thing in her cult ritual, like a pint of blood or some bullshit. We know this from like chapter 1 or something like that. This is 2 a.m. time of death listed in the Monokuma file. Andy's body appears to be exactly as described in the Monokuma file. There's several clues that caught my attention, but I can't draw any conclusions yet. If we think about the evidence in combination, that might tell us something. Let's continue the investigation now. Maki, what's wrong?
So what?
Not that important, but the only time you're reliable is when you're investigating a crime scene. That's supposed to be a compliment.
Like I'd know.
Who knows? You're certainly more reliable than Kaito, at least. That guy is useless. Anyway, let's continue. I think we finished investigating everything for now. So,
Got a minute?
is this really the time to rest? I don't think we've found enough clues yet. We don't know how much time we have left to investigate, so we need to hurry up.
You're right.
You're right. First, we should investigate the ultimate anthropologist lab. We might find a clue related to the katana.
That's true.
We need to check if the katana really did come from that place. Is something wrong, Maki?
By the way,
It just occurred to me. Why am I acting like your partner?
sure, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. Just don't get used to it. Not if I asked you, but it's fine by me. Through that, Maki is tremendous help to me. Come. We leave. I mean, the effigies are set up in a very interesting way, as if they were trying to conduct their own ritual of sorts. Which makes me lean on Kyo almost a little bit. Because Kyo, while he may not believe in superstitious, he tends to be very culturally sensitive to mythology and the occult. If I remember correctly, the gold leaf katana is from here. Just the sheath. Earlier, the katana was inside the sheath.
Okay.
Maki, the gold leaf katana definitely came from here. I'm certain of it.
That's true.
Doesn't that mean Kyo's suspicious? This is his research lab after all.
No.
Not necessarily. Anyone could have come in here and taken it. Yeah, the only research lab that's locked is Angie's for bullshit reasons, but that's fine.
That's true.
Fair enough. Anyone could have done the same with my lab, too. Oh, hi, Kikichi. Just in time.
Oh?
I thought you guys were doing the seance. Why are you doing here? What are you guys doing here?
Ew.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be helping with the seance? You look so disgusted right now. Then again, I guess that is your signature look.
Anyway.
I forgot to bring something we need for the seance, so I came to go back to get it.
Huh?
Something for the seance.
Yeah.
Yep, that white sheet over there. We brought the wooden dog statue in the cage already, but I guess we need that sheet too.
What is it?
I don't get it. Why do you guys need a cage, a wooden dog statue, and a white sheet? Hey, don't ask me. I don't know why we need that stuff either.
So that means...
That's why I figured I'd do a little research on this seance before I got the sheet.
Huh?
Study. So, let's see. Peachy took a look around and I heard it was like some old handmade book. Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
Yep, it says Cage Dog Village right here on the cover, so this must be it. Let's see, what does it say about the Caged Child seance? Peachy flipped through the old book he picked up. Oh, is it this page? Hard to read, but I can see the Caged Child is mentioned here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyo's drawing the same magic circle as the one in this picture. Okay, let's see. In order to perform the Caged Child, you need 5 people, including the spirit medium and a dark place with no light. Wait a minute. This almost feels the same as... Wait. My brain, it's working. They are tucking the dog in bed in the cage. No. The dog, I think, sits on top of the cage. The cage is probably covered, and the spirit speaks through the cage, if I remember right. However, my brain may have had a little bit of a brain blast. The cage child ritual, what's going on in Angie's lab with the hanging effigies and her corpse in the middle, might be a inversion of that ritual. Like an invert. I don't know what that would mean or what that does, but it has 5 people, including the one that may or may not do the seance. But the thing is, the people are hanging upside down. They're bodies without souls, all of them. Interesting. I might be just that or imagining it, but in my mind, I'm imagining the potential for that. Thing is, there's no circle. However, maybe the roof has it, circle, which would be very interesting. So like a reverse seance, yeah. Inverting certain rituals can have certain effects as well. Could also be ways of setting curses and other shit. Or undoing curses, for that matter, depending on how things start off. But that also is very dependent on the mythology.
If I remember correctly,
Just like Kyo said. First, draw the magic circle passed down from the caged dog village on the ground. In the center of the circle, the spirit medium must kneel, curl like a turtle, kind of like how Angie's body is, and rest their forehead on the stone on the ground. Afterward, the other 4 participants must put the iron cage over the spirit medium and cover it with a white sheet. Okay, so Kyo would be covered with a sheet. Spirit, gotcha. Finally, the dog god must be placed on top of the cage.
I see.
Also, it says we can't step on the magic circle during the preparations. The dog god. Do you mean the wooden dog statue?
Yeah.
When preparations are complete, turn out all the lights to create complete darkness. The dance will begin when the 4 participants are each standing at a corner of the room. 4 participants, not including the spirit medium, will sing the cage child song. After the song, ask, "Is the cage child?" and then say the name of the spirit. Spirit medium will reply in the voice of the summoned spirit, and that's all it says. That sounds complicated.
But
Complicated plans have a better chance of working out in the end, wouldn't you say? Whether it works or not, Kyo has been wanting to conduct a seance for a while. Since I was fortunate enough to obtain one of those copies, I've already memorized it. But I never thought I'd be able to lay eyes on the real one. What a trick of fate.
right?
Oh yeah, he said he memorized every word of it too. Probably why I left the book here, because he can conduct the seance without it.
but
But is this even possible, contacting Angie's ghost? You're so curious, why don't you join us, Suichi?
huh?
Huh?
Well,
See how it plays out with your own eyes.
See?
There's still time, you know. The seance hasn't even started yet.
That's true.
Maybe it's better if you join them.
Huh?
You think so?
I don't understand.
Well, I'm not going. I don't believe in seances. But whether you believe or not, as a detective, you should be there to observe what happens. As a detective, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. Now you're talking.
All right.
Well, I'll be waiting for you. Of the 3 empty rooms, we're in the middle one. Peachy spoke as though he was inviting me to do a play, then left the room. Yeah, the fact that we're keeping that as evidence even makes me almost immediately suspect the fact that we... Okay. Makes me immediately suspect that what's going on in the artist room might be an inverted ritual. But who knows? Alright, to the middle room. Suspicious. Thing is, I don't know what the purpose would be.
Hello.
So Kikichi tells me you wish to participate in the seance as well, Suichi. You are most welcome to join us.
Oh.
Is what I would like to say. However, only 5, including the spirit medium, may join. I figured that'd be the case.
Oh, man.
Man, what a shame. Well, Key Boy, you're out.
Me?
Why me? I agree with Kokichi. I was thinking this for a while.
Listen up!
Robots and seances don't mix. They're like toothpaste and orange juice.
You see.
To be honest, I had the same thought. Your help was appreciated, Kipo.
Why you?
Don't any of you feel guilty for kicking me out after forcing me to come? That's why we're apologizing.
Do not mock
No
me!
one's apologized yet.
Oh, man.
Fine, our bad. Just don't get mad and start shooting electromagnetic waves at us.
How rude!
Why would I do that?
Stop it.
Stop whining, Kibo. I want to start the seance as soon as possible. Fine, but I won't forget this betrayal, Suichi. How's it Suichi's fault? I mean, to be fair, a robot might not make the ritual work, considering not a human and may not have soul requirement. But who knows? What did I do?
So then,
But now Suichi has joined us for some warnings.
do you understand?
Do not enter the magic circle that I've drawn on the floor. It is drawn with purifying salt, so it is easily disturbed when stepped on. You drew this magic circle with salt.
That's correct.
I always use salt for magic circles. It makes seances more likely to succeed. Also, it's very good for ward. Also could very easily trap a spirit and make them very angry, but who knows.
Well then.
Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. The magic circle is broken. Not only will a seance fail,
Terrifying.
but it may also unleash a curse.
Okay.
Got it. I'll be careful. Surprised you were able to draw this without even looking at the picture.
Do not worry.
I had the entire document memorized, so this magic circle should be perfect. Of course, I also have the Caged Child's song memorized. You must do the same. Makes the spirit taste better? Yeah, if you're consuming it, sure.
Do you understand?
I've copied the words to the song down here. Please commit it to memory. Woo! Trying to conduct a seance, chat. No noise. No abuse. Everyone else has already memorized it. After all, you'll be able to read in the dark.
Huh?
You have to memorize the lyrics now.
Oh?
You're a detective, so I expect your memory to be up to task. Here's the melody. That is not the melody. Well timed though, flavorful. What do you want? What's chat want? Thanks for the 50 bits, flavorful. Forgot that was another sound bit there. Oh, listen to Kyo sing the song and did my best to memorize the melody and lyrics. I like how that came in right as we were saying, this is the melody, by the way. And then it goes... Funny. Even more funny when you think it's the cage dog ritual. I think I got it now. Your memory is extraordinary. You are indeed the ultimate detective.
Well then.
Let us begin the ritual right away.
How exciting!
We finally get to see Angie.
So then.
Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl. Oh, it's not going to be Yukio. Interesting. And I'll do it. Can't think of anyone but me that Angie spirit should go in.
No.
I'll do it. Oh, Tenko. You know, fair. It'd be more likely to know if it actually is real or not. Or if it's being faked. A potato. Because if you're the spirit medium, you won't be able to talk to Angie.
Yeah?
Huh?
That's right!
You want to talk to Angie, right? Then I'll be the spirit medium. That way, you can say goodbye to her. And after you finish saying your goodbyes, keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
Please!
Please. Tenko.
By the way...
Also, Himiko, let me say this one thing. Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So, if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead. Cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too.
Damn it!
And venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up.
Yes!
Turn your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. think you've trained too much. You're probably right. Well, death flag incoming, chat. I mean, what? Seemed like the two of them made up. That's good.
So then,
So now that we've decided on a spiritual medium, let us begin.
Yes!
Alright, Himiko. I'll see you later. Yep, and there's the flag. Flag on the field, chat!
now I would like the spirit medium Tenko to sit within the center circle.
How are we supposed to put the cage on without breaking this? You know what?
Please be sure to walk on the path so as not to disturb the magic circle.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you watch your steps since it's so dark in here.
Next, you must be as a turtle within that circle.
Be as the turtle.
Please rest your forehead upon this stone marker I've placed here.
Oh, that's definitely gonna bash her skull in.
It's just a stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work?
Certainly. It is merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest upon.
Like this?
This may be uncomfortable, but please endure it until the seance is complete. Whatever you do, you mustn't raise your head or change positions.
Okay.
Piece of cake! I have 5-star flexibility.
Probably true.
So then,
Starting now, the rest of us must go to work. There are many things left to be done.
let's see.
First, we must place this iron cage atop Tenko. Let's just leave that to Suichi and Kokichi. And please keep in mind, walk carefully, not to disturb the magic circle. Kokichi's gonna fuck this up. Kokichi is gonna be the little shit that fucks this up. I already know. He's gonna like drag his foot across the magic circle because he's a prick. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, you can count on me. I may not look like it, but I'm actually super duper strong. This little shit will do it just for kicks and giggles. That's the thing.
I shouldn't have lied. I'm way too weak for this kind of stuff.
Little shit.
It's made of iron. No wonder it's heavy.
Hold on! Don't just drop it on top of me!
The fancy looking cage.
I know. It wouldn't be very funny if a body discovery announcement happened during this.
Little shit, you
Please
can't
don't
do
jinx
that.
us!
I'm tired. So, next, we cover the basket with a white cloth, right?
I shall take that role. All right, everything is prepared. Tenko, how are you doing?
I would look over the circle one
Well,
more time, Kyo, just
I can
in
only
case.
see the floor from this position, but I think I'm fine.
The final step is to place the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. The four of us may need to do this together. The statue is quite heavy.
No, there's no way someone's not stepping on the salt doing that.
Even with 4 people, it's still really
Well,
heavy.
you have the 4 like weakest, frailest
Holy
individuals
crap, this weighs a ton!
of the group doing this. Gauntlet could
No,
one-hand this.
It is not much more than 175 pounds.
And that's the thing. They're all weak as shit.
I'm totally wiped.
Dude, good.
I could have used my magic to carry it easily. But
think she
seances and
is.
magic don't mix.
I think you're right,
Sure it's okay to put something so heavy on top of the cage?
The iron cage was made specifically for seances, so it can hold this weight.
Okay. I guess that's fine then.
Now, let us exit the magic circle. Take care to avoid disturbing it.
You know, maybe she
So
didn't.
then,
It looked like she did, but maybe she didn't. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. She gets crushed by the dog statue as it bashes it. The weight from that against her skull, against the rock, just crushes her head. That would be funny. That would be that would be horrendous, but it'd be funny. Oh, next time you open your mouth, it'll be Angie speaking through you.
Got it!
Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Squish. Okay, everyone. I'll see you guys after the seance.
well then,
The rest of us shall move to the corners of the room. Please go to one of your choosing. I would just look over the salt circle one more time, just to be safe, but that's fine. We each stood in a different corner.
Now we darken the room. Kokichi and Shuichi are closest to the candles. Please blow out the candles. You should be able to follow the walls in the dark.
So go back to the corner of the room after it's dark. Okay, got it.
You needn't move, Himiko. There are many gaps in the floor near you.
Yeah, got it.
Once the room is dark, I will begin the song. Please sing along with me. Then, I will call out to Angie. Until she replies, there must be silence.
After the seance is done, Shuichi and I are supposed to light the candles again, right?
Correct. I brought matches from the warehouse, so please use those.
You got there real fast.
Okie dokie, then I'll blow out the candle now.
I walked up to the closest candle, blew out the flame. The room instantly fell into complete darkness. Pitch black darkness. So dark, couldn't even see my own body. Overcoming my instinctual fear of the dark, I moved along the wall back to my corner. Then began the singing.
At last, at long last.
Kyo led us all in the Caged Child song.
Young guard dog and little lost girl, sealed within an iron cage. At mountain's bottom, within the darkness, at last, at long last. How many will there be by dawn? Will there be two or just one?
I don't like that phrase. Oh, bye, Tenko.
Will
Tenko
the
died.
guard dog run far away, or did it eat the little girl? At last, at long last.
Conduct the seance. We finished singing the song, but I thought I heard an odd sound in the middle of it. What was that?
Say,
It was the Caged Child, Angie Yanaga. He began calling. Now if the medium answers.
say,
It's the Caged Child, Angie Yanaga. What's going on?
say.
It's the Caged Child, Angie Yanaga.
What's the matter?
It's wrong. Why won't Angie answer? You're not supposed to say anything. Here we go. Now it's ruined. We have to do it all over again. I have to find another medium.
Hold on.
Himiko, I was very clear that you were not to speak, yes. But something's weird. Why won't she answer? Maybe it failed?
Let's see.
Let's light the candles briefly.
Huh?
What? Is that okay?
Well,
Just for now. Confused, I walked along the wall back to the candle. Managed to strike a match and light the candle once again. Body 2! Let's go! Oh, interesting. She is dead, but the statue didn't crush her. How'd that happen? What's going on? Did it really fail?
that cannot be.
That shouldn't be the case. The seance was perfect.
What?
Is Angie not coming? That's still Tenko in there. Tenko?
I see, yes.
I told her that she mustn't speak until the spirit enters her. She follows orders well. But how about we let her out of it for now?
Hold on.
Wait. Dark arts such as this need to be started and completed the same way. Those who remove objects from the magic circle must be the same who brought them in. If not, the spirit may stay in the medium's body.
Man.
You know, this was a failure. I don't think any spirit is sticking around, but whatever. You see that, chat? I see that. There's a little board missing. It's maybe a little dark for you guys, but there's a board that's been lifted out from the center there. It's like setting up. Kyo instructed us how to clean everything up. We were careful to remove everything exactly in the order Kyo directed.
Now,
I'll remove
I will
the
remove the sheet.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to butt into your voice line there. Kyo pinched the fabric gently and pulled it aside.
Oh? Perhaps.
Something is amiss. That's one way to say it, you little shit. Well, here we go. Body number 2. Himiko ran toward the cage at a sprint. Himiko, I told you not to step on the... But she wasn't listening. She jumped onto the cage and... Fueled by desperation, Himiko grabbed the cage, lifted it up, and... Oh, I'm surprised she could lift that, actually. Wait. Question, and she didn't die the way I thought she would. Ding dong, ding dong.
Really?
Monophony. She's gonna literally just... It's gonna be like the exorcism. She's just gonna vomit in a perpetual state. Who would have thought there'd be another victim during the investigation? Maybe Monophony's green puke was predicting this tragedy. Oh, it's orange.
Ah!
Oh, the puke's color is normal now. I guess it was predicting this.
For now.
Everyone, please assemble in the seance room. How many bodies? We think we're only getting 2 today, chat? Maybe it's 4. Maybe there are 2 simultaneous murders going on. One murder happened by somebody, and another murder happened in this case, and they're racing to see who can get away with the murder. Thinking that maybe it's the same person or whatever. Second body discovery announcement played. Didn't take long for everyone to come running. Because if it's 2, that means we get 2 executions. Maybe. Or maybe Monokuma will rip us off with just a tag team execution, which would be lame. We'll see. Didn't take long for everyone to come running.
What?
Tenko. Seriously? What is this? How did this happen?
How did this happen?
Tenko. Nanta's so sorry. Nanta no could protect you.
Got a minute?
Suichi. Explain the situation. Thought you were conducting the seance. What happened?
Well, that's...
I don't know. Happening.
What on earth?
I'm surprised too. Never thought a murder would happen during an investigation. I guess for now, you should maybe start the investigation right away.
Say,
Before that, I'd like to confirm something. Culprit who killed Angie may be a different culprit from the one who killed Tenko, yes?
huh?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I'm reading. My brain is working at full capacity. That's a lie. It's never working at full capacity. I'm derping at max velocity. What?
If so...
What happens in the event there are 2 murders by 2 people? What if there are 2 blackened? But we need to find them both at the class trial.
That's right.
Now that you mention it, it's a good point. What would happen in that scenario?
Yeah?
Huh? What would happen? Monodam, what would happen? What would happen?
Not that!
Why do you look lost too, Monodam? Thought you were gonna run things instead of father. I never expected something like this to happen. don't know what to do. Really, I don't know. Ah, man, they're all disorganized. We can't decide the class trial's objective, and we won't know what to investigate.
Father!
Father always knows what to do. We should ask him for help.
No way!
You already forgotten? Father's in no condition to help us. Yeah, he's fine. It's all our fault that Father ended up like that.
Eh?
It's all your fault, Manafini.
Daddy!
Father, help. We don't know what to do on our own.
Ah!
We gotta use the power of love. That ought to snap him back to normal. That won't work. Father is just an empty shell now.
That's right!
It's not true. Anything is possible with the power of love. You don't understand that because you've never been loved before, Monodam. Oh, well, I thought it was going to be Monopony that would get killed next, but maybe they'll both die.
Daddy!
Father, I love you, so please go back to normal.
Father!
I want to see you, Father. I love you with all my heart. Aw, you're making me blush. Yeah, there's a separate Monokuma. Yeah, I figured.
Here
Little
I am.
shit. I'm back. Were you good while I was away? And proceeds to
so
listen.
much, my adorable, darling cubs. With you running the academy, I was able to fully enjoy my relaxing vacation.
Oh, that tickles! Father's intense love is getting me all soaked!
These lines need to
Daddy,
be.
your tongue feels amazing! This better not awaken anything in me.
Monodam, I agree. I agree, Monodam. God fucking
No,
damn
no.
it. These fucking lines. They're intentional. I hate it. Man, that vacation was just what I needed. It's important to take time off to relax.
To tell you the truth,
Normally, most companies won't even let you take time off to go on vacation. But I was able to do it.
satisfied with this?
The secret is just to leave whether you get permission or not. Wait, so then, who's this baldy then? Damn.
Yeah?
Oh, just a part-timer I got to cover me while I was gone.
Hey!
Here's your pay, like we agreed on. Now take it and get out of here.
Why?
Huh? I thought you were supposed to be relaxed. The nuisance is out of the way. What were you guys talking about again?
Yeah?
Ah, that's right. What happens if your votes if there are two blackened candidates?
I'll answer
Well,
that.
I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
Huh?
First come, first served.
Hey,
The Blacken who killed the first victim to be discovered will be your target.
in other words,
Other words, if the Blacken who killed Angie isn't the same one who killed Tenko, then only Angie's killer will be considered the Blacken. Oh, so we can just go on a killing spree now with no punishment? Hell yeah, let's go, chat. No stopping me now. Basically, Tenko's killer wasted a kill, and Tenko herself is a waste of a victim.
now then,
Oh, I'll add this to the school regulations, so you can review it later.
go ahead.
I also updated the Monokuma file. Do your best to investigate this murder, too. What's the point in investigating? Oh, I guess the potential that it's the same person is also there.
Father!
Boy, everything is going so smoothly now that Father's running things again. Leaders got to be able to take decisive action. Indecision is just the worst.
Daddy!
You're glowing. Glowing like a lamp.
I'm satisfied with this.
There's nothing better than being praised by my cute cubs. There's nothing better than spending time with my cute cubs. For as long as you live, I'll never let any of you go. Well, they're all about to be dead, but aside from Monodam, but that's besides the point. He just left us while he was saying he'd never let us go.
How nice!
That's why he's so amazing. Please lick me some more, Father. Yeah, I think you, yeah. Uh-oh. Monodam's not pleased. Monodam is not pleased. He's about to wreck some shit. Rip that out of context. You know, this is why I don't say the D word. At least it's not as bad. Fuck that shit. So it makes sense all of it. Makes sense all So to make sense of all of that, sorry, my brain, as it's just going at such high capacity that it burned out for a second there trying to read that.
Listen closely.
Both murders have different culprits, and our vote will determine Angie's killer.
Nope.
But we don't even know if there's a different culprit, do we?
Let's see.
True. We should investigate Tenko's death as well, just in case.
How exciting!
Finally, things are heating up. Getting so excited.
Piece of shit!
Ah, you fucking psycho.
Shuichi!
This is bad.
Huh?
This is unquestionably bad. Can't believe Tenko was killed. Yeah, all our strong people are dying. All we have left is Gonta and Maki, which is pretty good, actually. Kaito is probably pretty strong, too. Everyone's upset and confused. I'm in no shape to help right now.
But you know,
This is where you need to step up.
listen up.
Listen, Suichi. Impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright. Let's first check the Monokuma file first. Victim is Tenko Kabashira. Or Chabashira. He also made a Kido master. Body was found in the middle empty room on the 4th floor. How do they lift the wood with her on it, though? That would have to be either a mechanism or someone strong, and I don't like that implication. Time of death is approximately 11 a.m. The only visible injury is a stab wound to the back of the neck. Well, wait. I'm confused. How? How a stab wound to the back of the neck? The way her position would be down in the ground, her face against the floor. How is this possible? She was in a cage. This is almost like a miniature locked room murder again, which is interesting. Kind of interesting. It'd be one thing if it was a stab to the neck, like the front or something like that. But to the back of the neck while she was down on the ground, like in a prayer position or whatever. And she was in a cage that someone would have to get inside of. Maybe she just took whoever was lifting the thing underneath as a sign that, you know, that the spirit was coming in and ignored it, even though that was the killer coming inside the room. Also, a stab to the back of the neck. There wouldn't be room in that cage for another sword attack. It would have to be something smaller. A similar style of kill. Aw. Okay. Maki is strong, but to get that kind of angle, that would be very hard. She's an ultimate assassin, though, honey. She's the ultimate assassin. No. Ultimates in this game are crazy. Like, insane. They are above and beyond. Literally, our ultimate maid was a de facto or a... How would you say? It was the Prime Minister of Japan. For whatever fucking reason. Because the Prime Minister was that desperate and knew that she was that capable that he abdicated and gave her the role as secretary, but gave her all the power of the Prime Minister. There was a bit more room than you think in there. But still, it is weird. Yeah, no, these ultimates are insane. They're like way out of their league. Suichi's kind of disappointed, but that's beyond the point. Like in the second game, there was the ultimate lucky student. His talent made no fucking sense because he was literally just lucky. The universe worked however he wanted it to. Anything he ever wanted or wanted to do, the universe would, you know, set the ground in front of him on the path that to lead him to that result. He was that insane. It was flavorful, maybe. That wound on her neck, same as Angie's caused the death. Doesn't look like a coincidence. Maybe it's Angie's curse. It could be a copycat killer. Curse?
Jeez.
God, not again. Curse! This guy does not handle adults. Well,
Hey!
now he's gonna die because he's grabbing Maki inappropriately. 3 bodies, count them. And we don't have to worry about Maki. Maki has free reign to kill as long as she wasn't the first to kill it. She can go and wipe the floor with everybody if she wants to.
What?
What?
Curse!
Curse.
Kaito, calm down. No way there's a curse! Don't screw around!
You're the one who's screwing around. Do you want to die?
That one I don't think was a joke, Seth. Dull sound reverberated through the room.
Are you okay?
My bad.
Suichi, I'm starting to feel bad. But for a different reason. That was a hell of a punch. Damn. That's a decent amount of blood coming out there. Not like insane or lethal by any means, but for one punch, Jesus. I'm gonna get some fresh air, so I'll leave this to you and Maki roll. Kaito left the room, still a bit wobbly. Should we resume the investigation? Time is of the essence.
That's correct.
True. We haven't time to mourn Tenko's death as our own lives are at risk.
This is...
What? You're the killer, Flavorful. Only you could do that. The only possible reason. I'm joking. That's true, but Angie, and then Tenko? And to think, earlier I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko.
How can this be?
It all Gonta's fault. Gonta failed to protect friends again. Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone is panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder. Because I'm...
Well,
too dark in here. We can't investigate even if we wanted to.
Got it.
To bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay?
No.
That won't be necessary.
Ah,
Yeah, that's not necessary at all.
Huh?
Why?
listen up!
Show him, Kibo. Show him your new power. The ultimate flashlight. This is his new skill chat. New power. Flashbang.
His eyes lit up!
Now I can't see anything. For a different reason, not because of darkness, though.
I, New Iruma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
He's not the flashlight, honey.
Just leave it to me.
At least
I will
that
become the
one's-
guiding light that shines on you all.
At least that new update hasn't been released to the public. That's a private feature. I'm joking.
Shine on, shine on! Shine on, you crazy fucking diamond!
Ban. It's a ban.
Oh, man.
What a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something.
it's okay.
But it's bright now. So we should hurry and investigate.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Why is this a thing for the... Okay, whatever. Why is that in evidence? Yeah. Dog statue. Wait. That writing on the wall I think is different than it was before. Maybe not. The wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it. They all are weak though. This wooden statue is pretty heavy.
If I remember correctly,
Hio said it was about 175 pounds. About the weight of 2 girls.
What?
What do you know about girls? Have you even touched a woman besides your mother? Damn, Maki. That's a hell of a roast. What?
I'm kidding.
Kidding. Anyway,
Is this...
this heavy thing was on top of the cage. And Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. Go. Is this relevant? No. I don't know what that writing is for, if it's relevant at all, if anything. The white sheet we used for the seance. This was placed on top of the cage. Hio was the one who removed it.
Is this...
Cloth is pretty thick. Similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque. And on the back, look, there's a bloodstain on it, right around the middle of the sheet.
But
But no hole in the fabric. Green Tenko wasn't stabbed through this cloth.
Okay.
He was stabbed while underneath the cloth. You see, this makes it very... It's like a miniature locked room thing. We're doing a locked room theme here. White sheep has been added to the truth bullet section of the monopath. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still.
Is this...
A hole. Looks like there's space under here too. Oh, hold on. I can see something below. Looks like something dropped down here. What? Something dropped down there.
Got a minute?
After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves?
Okay.
Right, let's do it. Hole in the corner. Number 6. I want the cage. Can we not do the cage? Do this magic circle. Magic circle Kyo drew on the floor. Well, at least it was.
Oh dear.
Been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable.
Well...
Was this drawn with salt?
Yes.
Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt.
What?
Are you feeling alright? You sound ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Performed many successful seances. Why, I've even had spirits enter my body.
Right already.
Shut up. Don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. Aki really doesn't beat around the bush. Kind of refreshing, actually.
but
In any case, with all these footprints, I can't make out the original circle.
So what?
We'll find out in Kyo's lab. Should be written in the Cage Dog Village document.
Hey,
Isn't that right, Kyo? Uh-oh. Seems suppressed. Suppose that makes sense. This is the cage used in the seance.
is this...
Looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. Pretty large iron cage.
Okay.
Big enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first.
Hey,
Look at this.
is this...
Bloodstain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
Yeah, I imagine so. The splatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage.
Okay.
I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then...
She was stabbed right when the cage was lifted. That would explain this bloodstain, right?
Huh?
Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance. But the exact moment the cage was lifted? No, she was definitely dead before then. That is a possibility. Don't think so. Marker. There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be... Please rest your forehead upon the stone marker I placed here. This is stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work? Certainly. It is merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest upon. Like this? Tenko had her forehead on this rock, hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. As I'm looking at the situation, it was aliens? No. Maybe. Who knows? This is really feeling like Kyo did this. Like, he has everything set up so that way whoever it would be positioned perfectly in a certain position. Which makes it likely that he somehow caused maybe at least this murder. He may not have done the first. But if the first one ends up being an inverted seance ritual, then it's really hard to feel like Kyo didn't do it. But the thing is, there's so much evidence that points to Kyo that it makes it really weird. It's like he doesn't even care if he gets caught. Who died now? Tenko died. Angie died. And Tenko is dead. During the seance, she died. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath, crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound to her neck. This wound is fatal. Must have been caused instant death. I don't know if that would cause instant death. Paralysis, sure. I don't know if that would cause instant death. I feel like they would choke to death on their blood, but you know, I won't. Didn't hear a scream during the seance. No, Angie died. What a shame. Anywho. Yeah, Tenko died though. She was kinda, you know, annoying, but she probably didn't deserve death. She was redeeming herself a little bit in the end. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain?
Nope.
Her death might not have been instant. She couldn't have gone far before she bled out. Yeah, that's the thing.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point?
You were concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. Speaking from experience.
That's obvious.
Of course. Quick deaths are my specialty. Well then, that makes sense. Supper and put on a new head strap for my quest too? Nice.
By the way,
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. You're right. I don't see an obvious murder weapon. Could be a clue. Also, Kyo would have been the first one to the cage in each situation when he covered it and when he removed the cloth. Anyway, quick floorboard. The floorboard is loose. It's the one right under Tenko.
why?
Why is the floorboard loose? I don't know if this floorboard is like a red herring or something like that, because it feels like it implies that someone snuck in and snuck out, but it might just be a red herring.
If I remember
It
correctly,
wasn't like this before. It must have become loose during a seance. I believe it's not butter. I mean, I can't believe how much better it is than the factory head strap. There you go.
Why?
Why would it come loose during the seance?
but
Floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Someone must have loosened it on purpose. Okay. I don't think there's anything else we need to worry about. Or wait, is the pool of blood a separate thing? Yeah, I don't care about that. No, the pool of blood isn't relevant this time. Lovely. Angie, if she didn't die, and that's a fake corpse of her, would have probably killed Tenko because she betrayed the student council. I would not be surprised. Let's talk to people.
Hey!
Himiko! Hey, Himiko! Be strong, Himiko.
Wait,
Not if you shake Himiko that much, she's gonna break.
What?
Is she not talking? It's like Himiko not even here.
like I thought.
She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Leave her be for now. Okay. Yeah, poor Himiko. First she fell for Angie. She died. And then she was starting to feel better with Tenko, and then they died. It can be red herring. It's a floorboard and not a fish. This is very important evidence to consider, honey. Indeed, it is not a fish. But if I carve it in the shape of a fish, then maybe.
leave it to me.
I will become the guiding light that shines on you all. And what a lame function. Should have made him like a transformer or something. Okay. We just go back over here. Something is down there. Before checking the floor, I should finish looking up around here. Is there something I'm missing? The candles? Maybe the candles. Candles hung on the walls. They're the only source of light in the room. There are no windows in the room, so without the candles it was pitch black. But how did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness? Is there anything else I care about?
Well,
this floor seem a little unstable to you? They're tough to walk on. Floorboards aren't nailed down. They're just lying on top of the cross pieces. That's what Ganta told me. Probably the reason they're a little unstable. They've only been laid on top. That's why they're unstable.
Well,
The boards are fairly thick and sturdy. I can't imagine they come loose easily.
Is this...
If someone wanted to remove a floorboard, they could easily do so, right?
okay.
Yes, I suppose. We'll talk to everyone.
Why?
First Angie, then Denko.
How can this be?
Ganta so ashamed. Why Ganta no could protect friends? Kyo.
That cannot be.
Why did this?
I knew it.
Kyo, I know the murder was pretty shocking.
But of course.
Of course, I am shocked about that as well. But why did this seance fail? How did Ganta know about the floorboard? Well, so that was before. This is when we were first exploring the area. We came up to the room with, was it Tsumugi and Ganta? And Ganta, I guess, realized that the floors were unstable and then came up with the idea that, oh, they're probably just laying on the cross pieces or whatnot because of, I think, buildings he grew up in or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Yeah. We performed all the steps flawlessly. He's more concerned by that than the murder.
Ah, yes.
If we perform the caged child again and summon Tenko spirit this time.
This is stupid.
What the crap, just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Suichi were present, right? You get killed during the seance?
I see, yes.
True. Maybe best to move past what happened. You know why the seance failed.
Is that so?
Whatever. Just hurry up. Time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spirit medium. Position herself as a turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker stone. Then Suichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko. And after that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. See, there's so many things that could happen when he was placing that cloth over. She wasn't looking, and he would be able to hide stuff in the cloth that could have easily just dropped and killed her. The issue is the floorboard and some other stuff, but that's fine. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Suichi blew out the candles.
Yes.
Finally, we all sang the caged child's song. The dance should have been complete, but...
Ah,
when you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have tripped, perhaps. It was a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something.
What do you mean?
Then what happened?
Yes.
We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Suichi and Kokichi relight the candles. And then we removed all the items from within the magic circle to the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the dog god statue. Next, I took off the white cloth and then... Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it... Then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance.
No.
But would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes?
Then...
Then when was she killed?
Well, that's...
Yes, that is a problem.
I see, yes.
There is another problem.
How?
That is, why ever did the seance fail? Simply cannot figure it out.
Perhaps.
Maybe someone moved from their corner. Did someone else sneak in here?
What's the point?
Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham. Maki never was one to pull her punches. Okay.
Hey!
Very strange. Arama did not like the word bitch. It's truly a shame. Not allowed to say. Couldn't be Gonzo because too big, Kaito too chicken, Kyo too occult thirsty, I don't know. I don't know why that would prevent Kyo from doing it, but what was I gonna say? The issue is that it could be a mechanism too. And a mechanism would solve for any weak person trying to do this. Maki, we have finished investigating up here. Perhaps we should check under the floor.
By the way,
Seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for a light?
That's true.
Let's bring a candle. With Kiba's light from up here, that should be fine.
Okay.
And I'll go get a candle. Move that floorboard so we can go down.
Okay.
Got it. Pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki. And we carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor. Want it to work, so killing Tenko would be counterintuitive, I think. Well, maybe. But the issue is, do we know for sure that this is how the ritual is supposed to work? How do we know that it's a seance and not a ritual sacrifice or something like that? What if Kyo misled us into saying this was all a seance when it was actually some other sort of ritual that he wanted to do? And we never got the chance, because we don't actually know, because it's hard to read in the document, more or less. Although I think it did mention it as a seance, but yeah. Yeah. So, who's to say? It's a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours. Plus, everything was set up perfectly, so it's like really leaning on Kyo. But who knows?
Okay.
Let's look around for clues.
Well,
It would look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around this dusty place.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll probably find the murder map in here. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's. More blood over here, though. There's a bloodstain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. That's pretty far from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
hey,
The back of the floorboard has blood on it, too.
Ah,
You're right. There's a little bit of blood on the underside of this floorboard.
what do you mean?
Tenko's blood splatter. Here when she got killed?
that's true.
I wonder. Can't really be sure yet.
Okay.
These bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be a reason these particular stains are dry. Interesting. And we have a sickle. Also from Kyo's lab, mind you, I think. I'm pretty sure. There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it.
Okay.
Blood on the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
Is this...
This came from my research lab. Oh wait, no, that's Maki's. Never mind.
Huh?
It did?
Well,
Sickle can be used as to assassinate a target. It also would allow for better reach for the back of the neck stab. Okay. It can be thrown without losing any lethality. And you can hide it under your clothes too.
Well,
If he was attacked with this, he wouldn't stand a chance. The blade is about 6 inches.
that's right.
Since Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. Also, it's pretty far from the murder scene, so whoever did it understood. Okay. They dropped it in the corner over there. I'm trying to think. Kimiko was over in that corner, though, but I don't think Kimiko was the murderer.
but
Even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it be reached? Could it reach her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab it into it with a 6-inch blade, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible. Your posture is the question.
Hey,
If the weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right?
that's true.
Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or, it could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those is possible. That's a massive candle. There's a hole! Found a hole! That seems structurally unsafe. Some of the wood is corroded and is broken off. You can see into the next room.
hey,
This is the wall of the empty room, right? It's like there's wood along the wall. This part is rotted away. It's like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here.
that's true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? And the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway.
No.
True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in here.
Nope.
And they couldn't use the light like we're doing right now.
Well,
True. Use the light to move around on the floor. Not possible. That adds another potential suspect to my list. Still things to investigate, huh? What am I missing? Oh, these? Oh, look! Part of the crossbeam that supports the floorboard is cut off.
That's true.
It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion missing is about the same width, too. From what I can see of it,
that's true.
it wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone else. Could be saws in the warehouse. They could have used that. The question is, why? Another crosspiece is supported in the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing.
Then...
So what purpose did this serve? The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose, and the crosspiece supporting it has been cut. If culprit did all this, then why? I think we finished investigating here.
Is that alright?
Monkey, you want to head back up? Glad you asked. Starting to get fed up with all this dust. I hate dust, dude, Monkey. It's very annoying. After Monkey and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back. And returned to our investigation.
By the way,
You've only been investigating this room. Sure, that's wise.
Huh?
What do you mean?
because...
Angie and Tenko have different killers, and the black one we need to vote for is
You're right.
culprit for the first murder, culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said.
Then...
So instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Okay.
Yes, of course.
But...
This is bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I needed to reveal the truth of both their deaths. I understand why you feel that way. But you plan on investigating the other crime scene again. Probably hurry. Thank you, Windows. I do not give a fuck. I do not care. Ta-da. When I came to the hallway, scene more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded. Oh, third body? Let it be a third one. What, how did you die? When did you die?
It's a lie!
Yeah, I figured you little shit. I knew you would do this shit. Little fucker. Alright. Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and cry in terror?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Oh?
Oh, sorry. I'm just a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood.
Why?
Okay, so what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard.
Huh?
Stepped through the floorboard. I knew he wouldn't be dead. Like a third body? Nah, this little shit wouldn't die that easily. He's more likely to be a culprit, if anything.
That's so mean.
That got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard. Oh, you're stuttering a little bit. You might have a concussion, you little idiot. Oh.
Got a minute?
If you're going to lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything.
Ah.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Just passing out here. Yes, there was no crosspiece supporting the floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck. Crosspiece was gone. Does that mean... Dum, bum, bum.
Huh?
Mana's floor challenge. Uh-oh. Nighttime?
Confidence, dreams. That's what the killing
Oh,
game
you're
is all
forcing
about.
us into the trial right now? Okay. Well, that might actually be a problem. We don't have all the evidence.
Killing game fans, hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes.
Uh-oh.
Baseball, soccer, mobile games. They're all nothing compared to the killing game.
Can I have some of that
The
champagne?
killing game just can't be beat.
And some of that pasta?
Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds.
Well, I guess time's up. Considering all this, at the very least, Tenko's murder is probably Kyo. Could have been Kibo, though. I'm throwing Kibo in there because of the light issue underneath the banister. He'd be able to see in the dark because of his eyes. And the fact that we collected it as evidence is also kind of problematic. That should have been something grabbed during the trial. Doing it now makes me suspicious, but maybe it's also red herring.
No.
You also might be strong enough to open the 4-partnership. Man, because of you guys, I didn't have enough time to check something.
Huh?
What were you trying to check?
See?
I wanted to research the seance again, so I brought this document with me. But unfortunately, I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacting the seance is what was written in the document. Drew his magic circle the same exact way as in the picture. Not only that, he used the same exact tools too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. Well, I wanted to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the trial, so see you there. Passes out. Out cold for most of the trial because he's bleeding out. Very good possibility. Thing is, Kibo... With Kibo murdered, that's the issue. He's literally a robot. He doesn't really understand human emotions very well. I guess on a rational basis he could, but a self-preservation reason he would have no reason to. So I don't know. Blood loss clearly affecting this footing a bit. Let's go too. There's too many people that could be a suspect here.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. It's Maki nervous. Let's see, so even she gets nervous sometimes.
Do you want to die?
What are you staring at? Do you want to die? Alright. A lot of evidence is pointing towards Kyo. Could be Kibo for the reason that scene in the crawl space underneath the room is a thing. That has to be considered. Kokichi was very interested in the sword and the anthropology lab, so it's possible. Oh, but I'm thinking it's like, would he really make a mistake like bashing his head in like that if he did that? I don't know why you think it's Kibo, honey. The light feature is important, yes, but I don't know if he truly is someone that would kill. We'll find out. He was acting weird at some point. What point was that, actually? There was an expression he was giving that was a little odd at one point. Keebler cookies? I wish. I could devour some Keebler cookies right now. I've not had Keebler in so long. Those like waffle cookies with like the chocolate coating on the bottom and the drizzle on top. Oh, god damn, it's been so long. Wasn't in the room and had the ability. He knew about the murder. He has the ability. Or he knew about the seance. He had the ability. He knew how it was set up more or less. The thing is, would he be intentionally trying to kill Tenko, or would he just kill for the sake of killing? Did he intentionally randomize the kill there, thinking that Kyo would be in there, or Kokichi, or somebody else? Like, the why is the issue with Kibo. I mean, people, obviously, the robophobic comments have been a problem, but that's fine. It would appear we have all gathered, but it seems there are less and less of us. Narrows down my suspicions even more. The suspect from right field, from way out left field, I should say, actually, is potentially Kaito. I don't like to think that, but he's been very absent from all of this and really hates the occult shit. Really hates the occult shit. It's fun to torture Zig with poor health decisions. I don't know what you mean. I can work those cookies off. I promise.
Oh.
Less friends means it that much harder to solve mystery. No, it doesn't. It means much easier to solve mystery. Less people to differentiate suspects from. The best time to get away with murder in this game is in the very first murder.
Don't worry.
In my opinion. You're gonna kill early. Much easier to shift blame. Stuff his face with cookies. Cannot predict now. Exactly. 8-Ball is always right and true. Well, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Ganta. You recovered rather fast, Kokichi. Yeah, Ganta do his best to help. I'd want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level.
What?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Are you okay?
More importantly, are you okay, Kaito?
Ah.
Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But now, Maki Roll sure does pack a punch.
I don't know.
Your fault. You don't need to worry about your dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died this so far. I mean, let's think back here. We had Kaede and Rantaro. I don't know if either of those two are dipshits. Then you have Tojo and Ryoma. Yeah, I don't think I agree with you, Tenko. Angie and Tenko, maybe. Those two, I would probably agree.
That being said,
A 404 editor prediction not found. Indeed. I know it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine.
booyah!
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world.
Unacceptable.
As though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable.
Rest in peace.
Tua, please. Please lend us your power. No, Tsunugi does not give up. I see.
But
See, that expression is what he had a while ago. I don't remember for why he had that expression, though. Maybe difficult for us to rely on Hakutua. Considering what happened to Angie, Hakutua loved most of all.
Well, you know.
You should have never relied on Hakutua in the first place. Seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in a god, especially Hakutua.
I also...
So what? Robots can believe in God.
Indeed.
What is Tsumugi's ultimate? She's the ultimate cosplayer, honey. Although she cannot cosplay as real people. She can only cosplay as characters. She has a condition where if she cosplays as real people or tries to like disguise herself as a real person, she breaks out in hives for whatever damn reason. Still around, just a little bit. Before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You may call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in trouble.
Got a minute?
How long are you going to say that for? Tua and Ghost don't matter right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, the trial this time is going to be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap.
Huh?
It's a trap.
That's right.
Probably made the 4th floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating.
All right already.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so
Suichi, say something.
Huh?
What should I say? Oh, I touched it. Oh, you wanted me to say something? Oh, too bad. It's time. It is time. Another chalice to be broken. Those can't be cheap. There's a few animations in this game, but they're so... Yeah, they're decent. They're good, though. They're fun. They're fun. As usual, we walk toward the elevator in silence. Thinking caps on. Yeah... I don't think it's Kokichi. It might be. Could be Kibo. I don't think it's Miyu. Unless she did something to Kibo. Nanta, unlikely. Himiko, unlikely. Tsumugi, unlikely. Maki, maybe, but unlikely. Kaito would be out of left field a little bit, but he's been absent for most of this. Kyo is a very likely suspect, at least in the second murder. Potentially both. But there's so much evidence connecting to Kyo that it seems really weird. It almost feels like an accomplice murder. There might be two people, but the issue is that only the murderer gets punished, not the accomplice. And then only the murderer gets the reward, not the accomplice. As soon as the remaining survivors step aboard. We descended. Under the podcasting, si set wheat no geese. Only 10 people remain out of our first 16. Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. So wait, are we gonna get one of our friends back? Are we gonna get Rantaro back, or is that a lost cause now, considering we never really finished that revival ritual? So we fell faster, faster. Downward into the black. That's also a wild curveball, too. The revived student could have done it. The transfer student, quote unquote. Alright, I think we have enough time to get through the first part of this trial. We'll see. The elevator stopped. Just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side. The bright light of our future. Or is it?
Uh-oh.
Boy, they look really depressed. It's because there's even less participants now. Don't say they look depressed. You'll make Monodam sad. I don't think anything's gonna make Monodam happy right now. As much as I love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth.
Now then,
Let's hurry up and get this started.
extreme!
At last, the class trial will begin. Hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. Okay, we're working with not the full evidence, or at least we're working with partial evidence too. Third class trial was about to begin. Angie Yanaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try and prevent the killing game. Then Tenko Kabashira, the Ultimate Aikido Master. She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The two who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. What is that expression, Himiko? Jesus, who's the one who killed them? Was it one person? 2 different people? Or was it everyone? I'm joking. We needed to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. Now, there's so many things that make Kyo suspicious, but we'll find out. Now we'll fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. There we go. Want to save? Yes. I do wish to save. It's probably a good point for me to put some food in, actually. That way I'm not going to make even more poor life choices and order takeout. That would be bad. Let me do that, chat. I'm going to put some food in. I'll be right back. Be right back. If I can find the BRB thingy. There we go.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Ow! Son of a nutcracker!
Happy New Year.
So rude. Why murder streamer? So mean. God. It's for a little bit and it's chaos breaks out in the chat. Oh. So rude. So mean. Back to the video game though. Chapter 3 save point. Okay. Got some. Hot pies. In an attempt to resurrect the dead, Angie is killed. During a seance to search for answers, Tenko is killed. Welcome back. Yes, I have risen from the dead after you buried me and all these things and ran me over and stuck my own cats against me. How rude. Skills. Am I fine with all these? Wow, I have a lot more available skills. Jesus. Alright. Or do I? No, I only have 5 skill points that I can spend right now. Right. I don't think I need to change anything. And I don't get any new skills because I couldn't riz up the Jungle Man anymore. God damn it. I think all of these are probably fine. Handbook, that's fine. Difficulty. We're gonna set everything to mean. Because I'm tired of the results screen telling me that I have normal logic difficulty and mean action difficulty when I want mean logic and normal action. So we'll just do mean across the board. I don't think we need to worry about anything. What is the handbook? I don't think we have that much evidence, actually. Wait. Good luck. Necronomicon, forehead injury. Like the how done it, I think we'll figure out. What was Sumugi's account? Yes, working on the ritual. She would not unlock the door. Student council. Yay. This is very ritualistic. I just don't know why. It's so weird. Okay. Also curious. Is my relationship status the same for both of these people? It is. Hope neither of them are the killer. That would make me sad. Let's go. How do I do this again, chat? I just point a finger at someone and we win? Right?
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial.
Okay, gotcha.
During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is. And
Wait,
vote for
wait.
who done it.
I'm noticing that the portraits are adjusted for a height of the actual characters. That's fucked up. Poor Ryoma still short stacking it after he dies. This motherfucker. Because you see they're on a little shit. Like, watch it rotate. You'll see all of them are pretty normal height. And then it'll get, you see it right there in the front of the screen. You don't actually see the front of it. It's about to get there. Give it a moment there. Like Ron Toros is pretty tall. You have Angie's there. And then next to Angie is Maki. Give it a moment. Also, why are there drawings on Angie's? Why does he have a halo and wings on it? That seems weird. You see Ryoma's is really short, and then you have Kojo really up there. That's really fucked. Poor man.
Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy.
If it is 2 separate people,
Also,
that means the murderer from the second one gets away.
Refusing to vote will result in your death. So you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Okay.
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm going to be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
Yeah.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Damn.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you 2 weirdos.
Uh-oh. Himiko has
Who
something to
did
say.
it?
Himiko's very upset.
Who killed Angie and Tenko?
She had attachments to those people.
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
So, our other culprit,
might not be one of us here.
There a ghost. It's the transfer student who didn't get resurrected because the ritual never completed. Yada yada yada. I'm pausing here for a moment because I'm pointing out a little thought. Kyo, even though a lot of evidence points towards him, his personality and behavior and actions up to this point has always been one of the observer. He rarely takes action. So even though the evidence is hardcore pointing towards him at the moment and it implicates him in a lot of ways, I feel like he may still not be the murderer. But we'll see how the trial goes. That being said, Kibo is a left field answer. Kaido is a left field answer. Kokichi possibly, but I doubtful. Kokichi embraces the chaos too much to want to be the one instigating it in the most direct way. Yeah, but we could have two killers too, so who knows? All right.
What do you mean?
So our first thing is going to be disproving the resurrection happened.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
That's actually a good point, honey. Because if it was Kokichi, it one of two things. Either Kokichi did it, although I don't know how he managed to do it, because he wouldn't. The dried blood from him being bloodied up wouldn't be from him because he wasn't bloodied up after the seance when we discovered Tenko. Also, if he injured himself from that, it means he wasn't aware of it. So he either intentionally did it to disrupt people thinking it's him, or it's not him, and he essentially fell for it because he was unaware, which makes him not the killer for the second one, potentially. It can go a couple ways. Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. This should be easy. We already know the ritual wasn't completed. The book still exists and is supposed to be burned and sprinkled on the effigy. Necronomicon.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates!
No!
Kaito. He's just gonna be screaming this whole trial.
Ritual did work?
No.
That's wrong!
Let's shut this down with one try. That was a lot of noise in front
I
of
don't
that,
think
by the way.
Angie's ritual succeeded.
Yeah, she took her time for whatever
According to
reason.
the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Yeah.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Or whoever would have been murdered.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand.
Uh-oh. Monokuma's pride's on the
Sure,
line.
everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
Well, you gotta prove it.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
It's an undead recipe book? Indeed.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Wait, Monodam is alive. What are you talking about?
Monodum is still alive, though.
Monotara is a little special.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
He wants to die, I guess. Understood.
Oh? So resurrecting the
did was actually possible this whole time?
It can still happen. Unless they get rid of the
There's
book.
no way it's possible!
Unless Monokuma takes the book away for
There's
whatever
no
reason.
way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us.
At some point, he's gonna have to demonstrate.
Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
Now that's an accusation.
Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
If you revive someone who's still alive, does that give them an extra life? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe Angie has 2 lives now. Himiko did it? I don't think Himiko did it. He had good attachments to both of those people. She's too lazy. It's too much effort. And she's not very confident. And she's someone that's either going to be a victim or survive to the end for some weird reason. Unfortunately. Unless her magic actually
The
happens.
culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see?
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
Which
I
is
did
why
not
he wouldn't
care about some katana.
Ooh, he did.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie! Booyah! I'm a fucking genius!
Is Goya really the culprit? The story fits the facts of the case? You should think about it from the beginning.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, suspicious. But anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon.
You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
He did care about
I
it.
did not care
He is
about
lying
some
here,
katana.
but that's not important.
Just
This
admit
next
it,
bit
you
is fun.
shit-eating worm.
Oh, they made the
Went to the
shit eating
classroom,
Oh, not that. And you still would have let him into her lab. Why? Oh no, Shimugi. Could have pinned her down and murdered her just like that.
I was wrong!
Yep, no, I had the wrong thing. I was thinking the locked door for lockpicking, but no, it's
The
Sumugi's
culprit
account.
used a katana to kill Angie.
My bad. Wrong one. I had the different understanding of what they wanted.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke...
Ah, that wasn't a V.
That's wrong.
Sad.
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
I'm glad I don't have to talk too much. They can voice act their own thing.
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
Interesting. Why?
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
Yeah, I mean that's dubious, but
So whoever
believable.
killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you
if
actually
that's
got it.
true, then Kibo is far more
Oh,
suspicious
how
now.
clever!
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Sumugi, and Himiko.
But why would Kibo
Oh, it can't
do
be
it?
Himiko. She was besties with Angie.
Unless
I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
you don't need a bullshit Kukichi, but it's not Himiko.
Yeah, of course!
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
Ironically, if it is Kibo, Kokichi will be actually proud of him as a robot and would probably consider him human in his last moments before he getting executed. Oh.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Samugi, and Kibo.
What if it was Tenko?
The culprit is one of those 3 people.
The first culprit could have been Tenko, and then she got killed in the second murder by somebody else. That is possible, and that would be funny, because that would mean the Blacken's already dead, so we would be actually trying to solve the case for the second person. So that is a possibility. That, or no one gets punished? First come, first serve? Depends how Monokuma wants to rule that, I guess.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack!
That
I will
seems
let that remark
diversionary.
slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
What else? The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Samugi? Well,
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of
No,
us.
I'm starting to think it is Tenko now that killed Angie. I don't understand why she set things up the way she did, though. But it makes sense. She would be able to climb up and tie the effigies upside down because she has the platforms in her own lab. But I don't know if that's evidence.
Hey, stick up for me too.
We'll see.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
I'm not sure if anyone can properly torture you.
And
Except for
I'm
you.
not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta
not the
not
culprit.
Not the culprit.
Alright, we have the mass panic debate. But what am I even arguing here?
We must
Gonta
consider
is a
other
gentleman.
possibilities. Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
that's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be
anyone
the
could open
culprit.
that door. Only student council members had access.
Oh, Kokichi, you fucked yourself. You're implicating a 4th person in this.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
It's too obvious solution. Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, click, click. And clank. There. Open sesame.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
Yeah, no.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
No, he's just being a dick.
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
No, he's fucking around now.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
1, he wouldn't give up that easily. 2, it's
What are
funny.
you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Yeah, this little shit.
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins.
You know, building a relationship with Kokichi, as annoying as he is as a character, I mean, he's funny, actually. He's actually funny, but he's a little shit. Would be interesting, because who knows what the fuck that would even look like. Would it be just him feeding me lies, or coming up with bullshit, or doing some crazy shit? Who knows? It could be exciting. Who could say?
And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
2 psychopaths walking in the park.
Wait,
Look at that.
so Kokichi really is culprit?
No.
No, he's lying. I think.
Maybe.
Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely not a lie.
Why are you speaking French all
I
of a sudden, you
killed
little shit?
Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
Do I know this
What
method?
different method?
I'm not sure if I know this method.
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain
Oh,
yourself.
am I just gonna lie? Is that what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna lie right now? Perfect.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was. That's it!
I guess because it had gold dust on it, that's why.
The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
Yeah, that's what would make sense, yeah.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
Do I know this? I don't know. I'm sure I
The
could figure it out.
culprit used a certain tool.
It's true. Side was... Oh, fuck me. We're playing this game, chat. Let's hope I don't screw it up. No, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, I see the Monokuma. Give it to me. Yes! Secret Monokuma is mine. Oh, mine. Da, da, da. Cost me 10 seconds to do it that way, but that's fine. I don't know if it was the sword itself, but we'll find out. Wasn't the scabbard? Was it the sword? Had to be the sword, right? It was the sword or the sickle. It wasn't the scabbard, but it had to be the sword. Big worst enemy squares? Indeed.
The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
I'm confused what he means by this.
So the
though.
gold leaf was on the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it.
Okay.
The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather
I would just
easily.
assume that the gold was from the fingerprints. Someone to hold it.
Evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
I'm not sure what he's talking about, this guy.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right?
But how?
But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
These are tough questions.
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself.
Rikichi's ahead of me for once, chat. Give me a moment.
It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigy's hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as
That's
part of the
actually
ritual?
brilliant, chat. It's actually brilliant. I think I know it. I think I understand. I think it's, wait. Maybe not. Maybe I am dumb. Is it a pendulum effect? It might be a pendulum. Might be a pendulum. Or not? You think you get it? I'm thinking a pendulum. Why would they be hanging upside down if not for the fact that they were doing it to do it? And that way the sword would stick itself in the effigy at the end to stop the pendulum. If that makes sense. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But in my mind, I know there are certain pendulums that work like that. There are pendulums that work like that will just slowly move in a pattern on a time. And they'll knock things as they go around. But I don't know if it is. For something like that, you have to be highly calculated. That puts Kibo really high on that list now. Newton's Cradle or something like that. It's a bit more complicated than Newton's Cradle, but yes.
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
But more math, yeah. Different purpose. What could it have been? Use that setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. The only problem, if I do it the way the culprit locked the room, should be clear. The only problem is that the sword wasn't attached to anything that I could see. Well, cute. There's the duct tape and hair. Wait. What if Angie killed herself because she's a dumbass? We'll leave it at that. What if she accidentally set up this artistic piece? This piece of art, pendulum with effigies, and accidentally got herself killed as she was distracted or something. Alright, this minigame's easy. It's literally just collect the little things and not hit cars. There are actually cars on the road this time, too. Don't shift lanes. That's rude. This game still feels too easy. Oh, I missed those. That's fine. Oh, let's turn the handle of the sliding lock. Katana's built. Don't worry about it. I'm totally going the speed limit, chat. It's fine. It doesn't feel like I'm going that fast, though, to be honest. And it's kilometers, by the way, not miles. Which you said, but that's not. It's not as bad. Could be worse. I got places to be. I can't just sit around here. But yeah, this game controls relatively easy even at this speed. Alright, what was done to make the katana turn the lock? Oh, I have no control. Yeah. Still understandable. Ow! Was it this? It was this. Okay. The pendulum's making sense, chat. Pendulum's making sense. Although it might not be as complicated of a pendulum as I originally thought. They might have hung all the bodies up to hide the fact that they strung up one of the bodies for the pendulum effect. Oh, I might be a complete idiot. Oh, I missed one. Sad. Alright, this one's a little rougher. May have ran off the road a little bit. It's fine, Scott. How is the effigy manipulated to make the katana effect a lot? Slow down? No. I've got faster. Pendulum. Pendulum? Pendulum. No, it wasn't that. I just killed her. I guess spinning it. Not pendulum. Alright, how do you mean by spinning it? Because I feel like the pendulum's better. Because the body wasn't that close to the door, was it? Was it that close to the door? 110 easy and it's just V6? Jesus. Spinning it works if it's close enough, but I don't remember the body being that close.
It. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
Oh, they like used the rope to, yeah.
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
I didn't think it was that close to the door.
Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin
Okay,
with
so
it.
it wasn't a pendulum. It was a little simpler than that, which makes sense. Saves Kibo the trouble. Means they don't have to be quite as brilliant.
So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
The only reason I didn't assume this is because I swore the body was a little further away from the door, but perspective's a bitch, I guess.
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
No, could be Kokichi.
That's how Angie's lab was locked.
Did this as a
By
diversion.
using the effigy with the katana.
It'd be hard to set up, but there were ladders in there.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us.
I'm not the movie.
Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
Yes.
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
Makes sense.
The other effigies were only hung up, so we think it was some kind of ceremony.
Yeah, okay. That prevents the
That way,
The
we
inverse
wouldn't
ritual
notice the
theory.
lock trick.
Which is fair, because not everything was perfectly put together inverse-wise.
Right. Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
Could have done it as a...
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
The truth? No.
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
I mean, she was
Cough
the
it up,
student council,
Kokichi.
by the way, honey. She was the president.
Man, you guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
you're telling the truth this time, right?
Yeah, don't ever trust anything he
I
says.
want to say
Truth or
I'm
not.
lying, but I'm not.
Which is a lie.
Why did
But
you
is
say
it?
you were the culprit?
Fun.
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me?
Hmm.
And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious.
Hmm.
Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You should know better, Suichi or Kokichi, by now. This is never gonna work.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Alright, calm down, you.
Okay, I'll start right now.
Okay, Kokichi, you little shit.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Mew, I can't hold it up anymore.
Oh, fuck off, Kokichi.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Oh, these
Who
two
made
need-
the locked room mystery doesn't matter, since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Jesus Christ.
Come, dumpster!
God damn.
Finally! Someone finally
Oh,
called me a
Lord.
cum
You
dumpster!
no! Stop it. Get her off the stage.
What should we talk about now?
Yeah, Scott, to distract.
We must focus
Inter-
not on the
run
locked room,
interference.
but on who entered Angie's lab.
Jesus Christ.
Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
Is likely among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Sumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Unless this was a suicide, which...
Don't forget Himiko.
Who knows?
She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
True.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. It's just a waste of time.
And a waste of your energy, supposedly.
A suspect? I never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next?
Kokichi.
I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider! Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers?
I agree.
Possible to be a
Those
murder
under
when they fight about
suspicion
it.
should explain themselves thoroughly.
The thing is, Hisashi, when that happens, it technically it would be a murder, but it would be manslaughter because he probably didn't intend to do it. He probably just happened. It just slipped apart, you know.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Mew, calm down.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
There's no alibis. Everyone was already
Gonta
on
not
it.
smart enough to know answer to that.
This is true. This is very
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
You're hoping that someone would distract so that they would be
What
the
do you
suspect.
mean?
But that's not. She's not.
The two
the suspect.
victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first blackened responsible for the first victim. We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless.
What if Tenko's case
You
helps solve
suggest
Andrew?
that to waste our
It's
time.
not meaningless!
Oh, some backbone, Himiko. That's rare. Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her?
Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
I mean, you saw how she reacted before
Kokichi,
the seance
enough!
and after the seance.
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now.
Oh, Kaito.
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Yeah.
That's a cool jacket, by the
Face
way.
her
I've
death?
seen it a million times, but it is a good jacket. I like it.
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse.
Oh, someone died during trial. That would be wild.
Would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta want to know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
The thing is, if it is two different murders, I guess the second murderer wouldn't want to implicate themselves, but at the same time, they would be able to potentially clear themselves of the first murder if they were a second one by admitting to the second one. It'd be kind of fucked, and it would screw them later, but might save their life now in the trial situation. Kaito. That's more like Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
What a Suichi did
Don't
it?
listen to his crap.
Nah, I don't
We
think
haven't
Suichi did.
decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, we're gonna get really
Yeah.
spun
maybe.
around by bouncing between these two cases. They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So,
Uh-oh.
what do we talk about first?
Uh-oh. Kaito.
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tencrotch probably got killed during the seance.
Tencrotch,
So everyone
Jesus.
there's suspicious.
That's a hell of a name.
Tencrotch!
That's a hell of a name. People who attended the seance. People who attended. Yes.
That's it!
If I read those names right, that's right. God,
It was me, Kyo, Himiko,
imagine
and
if I
Kokichi.
didn't know these characters' names very well just because I'm not good with names. I would be so fucked.
So those 4 are the culprits!
Which, I mean, I'm not necessarily good at names, but God, that would have fucked me really
Himiko's
hard.
still culprit?
Like, it looked like these words. No,
Well,
it's,
that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the 4 is really
you didn't say Kyo.
Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
True.
Well, I suppose, but...
The order of the seance could give
In addition,
opportunity to kill
the
them.
seance wasn't entirely in my control either.
It's true.
I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Himiko's getting a lot of flack, which fair. She did implicate all the things. However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle one. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. It's not Himiko, but very well. I shall begin the preparations at once. Like the game, I don't know if they're trying to make us suspect Himiko,
Right.
but there's no way it's Himiko. A lot of evidence does point to Himiko,
Also,
but it's not likely.
we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance.
Yeah, we have good reason to believe it wasn't someone in
The
the
empty
seance.
room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
From outside, you must be referring to. Oh, sorry. No, fine. It's the one in the corner then.
I was wrong!
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't remember if we went through the middle floorboards or the corner floorboards. That's fine. We'll go over here.
There!
There's one of the 2.
You're talking about under the floor, right?
The thing is, even if she was on it, it was moved while she was on it.
Yes, there's
Winter
a crawl
Moon,
space under the floor a
577,
person
thank
can
you for the
move
follow.
through.
Welcome.
There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
I just figured out. Ow! Rude. Hello. I just figured out how this murder was committed now. Tenko fell down because of the floorboard, and then the murderer stabbed her when she went down below, because the floorboard was loose and it was made away so it could tilt. So they were underneath, killed her, I guess pushed her back up or something, and then fled the area. So they didn't actually have to get into the cage. They just had to drop the floor. That's what it was. Hello, welcome. Welcome in. How's you been? We are trying to solve a murder. No spoilers.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
Yes.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
You gonna implicate Kibo?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
It was Gruel, the short guy. Oh, Goro, sorry. I don't know why I said Gruel. The exclamation point blended together.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean Kibo's flashlight function.
Okay.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance!
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Where am I supposed to agree?
Hold on a second.
Do that with a little light, you can move around on the floor. Is that
The
possible?
culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean Kiba's flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and
I
sneak
missed
into
it.
the empty room during the
No.
seance.
On a second.
Function.
Hold on a second.
I think it's Mew's point.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean Kiba's flashlight function.
I'm trying to think here.
Now hold on a second.
This is Mew, but that doesn't matter.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
Is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by
No.
crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during... How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I'm trying to figure out what I need to argue
Kiba's
here.
flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to argue or agree. No.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance.
I think if he used
How could
his
they
light,
even
we'd be able to
if
see
they were
it.
under the floor?
We'd be able to see it because
Because
of
it
the hole
wasn't
in the
dark under
corner.
the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I'm trying to figure out where I need to argue.
Kiba's flashlight function.
Oh, well.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function.
Oh, did I miss? Wait. Okay, that's not what I'm
Oh,
supposed
no.
to argue.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain...
Light? You mean candle?
I mean Kiba's flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
I think it's the loose floorboard, actually. Because there's dry blood on it. Robot doesn't have blood. I'm pretty sure. This is irrelevant. I think the caged child, that's just the ceremony, right? What else was there? What's the hole in the corner say? It could still be a hole in the corner though, right? Or is it not bright enough? I guess you can adjust it? I feel like it has to be the loose board. Is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. Our villain.
And that's fine.
Light? You mean candle?
I think it's Mew
I mean,
if they argue.
Kibo's flashlight function.
I think it's Mew if they argue.
Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function.
No? I had loose floorboard up, right? Right? Or did I switch it on accident?
The culprit sneaked
No, I
in
did.
during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance.
Where... Is it just literally his flashlight function? That it's just blinding? It's a blinding light, so it wouldn't be pitch black.
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our
Light? You mean
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Oh, I'm struggling, chat.
Kibo could have used that function to
No, it's not that either. I feel like Mew may be not the issue.
Damn it!
I'm doing really bad, chat. No help though.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our
Okay,
That's wrong!
I was right, just wrong part. The hole in the floor makes it so that if a light would have been visible.
I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor.
I just missed the target, but that's fine. We got it. I had the right idea, just the wrong
There was
area
a
to
hole
mark
in the
it.
corner of the room.
Yeah. Alright.
If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
Yeah.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just argued
So
it
a
wrong.
light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Well, no, it doesn't mean anything.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
No.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot.
Hmm.
My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats.
Well, this doesn't require
My
superhuman.
vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
Damn.
I neither want nor need your pity.
And we're blind.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
No, they do.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Gonta think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Indeed.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh.
Can I still
Thank you.
trade? I don't know. Ask him.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not
I'm not
being
sure
used
if
to
the
this kind of
cybernetic
stuff.
works well with biological parts. You have to figure that out.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Interesting.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Okay, what are you doing, Monokuma? You're intentionally implying something here. Twice now you stopped the case to interject for a little funsy, and I don't know why. What was the first time he interjected, chat? What was the first reason he did it? There was a reason in Angie's murder that he did it. And now there's a reason in Tenko's. The dried blood might be the clue.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
Okay, I have
We
ideas.
shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however.
Blocking by itself?
Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
Wait. There was a locked murder, I think, in one of the first few games. Maybe this is him just making references. Understood.
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Easy.
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
No, I thought about that, but no.
That's not possible.
She fell
She
in.
was alive at that point.
Really unfortunate, but kind of embarrassing even. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. Next time you open your mouth, it'll be Angie speaking to you. I wonder if Tenko wasn't the intended recipient of this murder. I wonder if they were trying to get Kyo. I have suspicions. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Yeah, because it would have been dark.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads.
Yeah, be honest, Miu. It suits you better.
Huh?
You're not helping much.
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think!
I mean, I already
If
know
you wanna
it.
make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Alright, settle down. You don't need that side of stimulus. You wouldn't be able to handle it. Oh, we're back to this. Nice.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tanko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit.
No.
There's no down!
Okay, Mio. I'm not sure. Having killed during the seance, that might be impossible. There's no evidence.
When Tenko got killed,
I feel like the white sheet in
it
cage.
wasn't during the seance.
Actually, wait. Need a look. White sheet is an indication in the seance. The fairy thing cannot be seen through. There's blood on the back around the middle of the sheet, but there's no hole in the fabric. There's one place the sheet over the fabric and moved off the cage. Gotcha. And then what are other clues? Iron cage,
It
marker
could not-
stone, sickle in the floor. The floor of the room in the seance was held in the smoke came from the ultimate assassin. That blade was about 6 days and was so wet. Gotcha. Iron cage. Got you.
Have been done
And
at
dog
any other
statue.
time. She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
No.
That's wrong!
Hello, Corin. Tenko also died during seance. We are solving both
It wasn't
murders.
possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
We're going until the intermission, which should be relatively soon, I think. Probably after the Tenko
How
issue here.
could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
Because you didn't have the information, you dumb.
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during
Right.
the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Backhand somebody here.
No.
Might be a hate crime,
Still
but it'll
wrong
be
to
fine.
think that
I
Tenko
think
was
it's
killed
justified.
during the seance.
Oh.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Too much metal poisoning going on in that brain of hers. What's Tenko's last moments, marker stone. Who's still
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gap, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red.
Ow.
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gaps. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo!
That has to be a hole in the logic somewhere. All I have to do is show evidence I can counter Muse.
The blade...
That's all you need.
If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gaps. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo!
Okay.
The blade's all you
Need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
That wasn't it. Oh, my shoes in the cage. You got a problem with that? Come back to the better
Oh, no.
expression. Okay. Ow. I'm in pain, chat.
The
all you...
Marker Stone, Tenko's last moments, sickle into the floor, iron cage.
If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gap. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo!
Oh, final moments, I think.
The blade's all you need! If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Nope, wasn't that either. Shoot. Well, there's only a couple answers left.
I was wrong.
Ow, my health is real low, chat. I'm glad I got that boost. I'm
The blade's all...
struggling. Sickle on the floor, iron cage, loose floorboard, marker stone.
If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gaps. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none of...
What were the last? What were the other?
Other than Kyo!
Sickle on the floor, iron. Let's see.
The blade's all you... If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Marker stone.
I'll cut through your words.
I thought it might be marker stone, but I figured it'd be a couple other things first.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage.
Yeah. Oh, that's a very
She was bent
minor
over with her
detail of
forehead
words.
against
so
the
that's fine.
marker stone.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
And the cage itself was about 3 feet
I
tall.
didn't realize her argument was that she was right up against the
Sickle's
cage.
blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Yeah. Okay, I was confused there for a moment. That makes sense.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
I'm not doing good on health, and we're not even halfway.
No worries,
so
Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
gotta be perfect the rest of the way. I'll probably lose once.
Yeah,
We'll see.
no worries.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Yeah.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, for a living person.
Okay, Kukichi.
Huh?
Freak Kaito out again, huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
That would be funny.
What are you talking about?
They killed each
That's
other in
not
some
possible.
weird way. That would have been funny. And they're both
We don't
dead,
know
so
that.
there's no
Some
black
things
and-
are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that. Screw spirits.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done
wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
No.
If
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I
noticed.
agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Maki? Why? You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
Talking about the dog statue? Inside the cage. And go.
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
Oh.
What did you say?
So can't help. I'm not asking for help.
Tenko was the culprit?
I was like, wait.
She committed suicide.
Yeah, I say that is one way to do it.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out.
How did the body get back up, though?
She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance.
I don't think this is right, though.
It wouldn't matter how
Because
dark
there's the
room
connection to
is.
the room. Kokichi found the other way
But
in.
the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor,
And
right?
the sickle was pretty far from the scene, I
If
thought.
Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
Yeah, because she wouldn't die right away.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
That is a hell. Wait. Oh, fuck. Don't tell me there's only gonna be 2 murders this chapter, or 2 deaths this chapter. Did Tenko murder Angie and then kill herself? What? No. I wanted my murder fest. You can't take it from me, gang. There's supposed to be more bodies hitting the floor, not less. Or the same. God damn it. I don't know if this is true. We'll find out.
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
It would make sense why the floorboard didn't immediately fall.
Well, it doesn't make sense to
Yeah,
me.
I don't think she did. But
There's no
that would make
reason
me
for
sad
Tenko
if
to
she
commit
did.
suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier.
There could be a couple reasons why.
You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, if Tenko killed Angie and then killed herself, that would be interesting. Also, I don't think being a corpse saves you from being punished by Monokuma. Unfortunately, I think it just gets worse. Wait, need to know now. I need to know.
Yeah?
Let's be really
Because
fast.
Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
The thing is, there's still a whole half of the trial yet. There's an intermission yet. Why did you bring in Milash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity.
Because she couldn't live with
Her
herself.
conscience couldn't handle it anymore. So she decided to end her own life.
That is interesting.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
Yeah, it would be
She
interesting.
wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
But that could
Really?
technically get all of us
Why?
killed if she did that, though.
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
I don't think she
Take
had
us
that mind
down?
frame, though.
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial. So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her.
I don't think that's true.
Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
Casualties, you know. Only want one.
Wasn't like that.
It's just a lover's suicide, but you know,
Told me.
in order to do it, I have to get everyone else involved too, I guess. That would be funny. Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
Could be. Unlikely, though. I'm pretty sure it's not this. There's too much trial left.
Wait,
It's an interesting theory.
we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer.
Well, that's to keep you guys alive.
Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
I don't know how you can be supreme leader if you can't
Naive?
trust anybody. That's a very interesting
We're
title.
all
to have
just
with no
people,
trust.
you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
Indeed.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself.
Gotcha.
If
I
you
need
get
to stretch
betrayed,
out your
it's
strength.
not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them.
They're all hurting.
That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because
Maki Roll.
I wanted to believe in her.
He's gonna kill you for that name.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Oh, that's so cute, Maki.
Hey, come on.
That's
Don't you
so.
think you're being
That's
a little
actually
too
really
strict?
cute.
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Wow, Togeki's gonna take offense to that.
Whether or not I believe. My heart can't reach Himiko anymore. But I want to believe in her.
Should be coming close here. I
She
think.
wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
Proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like.
Wasn't
But for
within
now,
character.
I need you to trust in my detective
Could
work.
be under certain circumstances, but I don't think she did this, guys. Tenko is rather honorable. Her Keto background would, you know, have an honor-bound duty thing to it. But I think she really did want to survive and move on. Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. See you guys after the seance. So see you guys after, because she had a sudden change of heart. Because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. Shouldn't be satisfied with that. If we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. This would be a bad time for an intermission. Okay, good. I would not do well coming back to figuring out what I'm supposed to do here. 3, Gestalt, Tenko's last moments, loose
So
scoreboard.
far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
I know it. It's that last bit there. Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide, only because they're latching onto the easiest answer.
So far,
Because Tenko's last moments died in the couch, says the injury and back neck was deep, but probably not enough to kill her immediately. I thought there was a mention about it being shock. That she was in shock because of it.
the suicide seems
Cage
to be the best
child,
explanation.
Monokuma File 3.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
What's Monokuma File 3 say, actually? Ultimate Akito message. The victim's body was discovered in the vacant room on the fourth floor. As for 10 days, 11 a.m. The victim was stabbed in the back of the neck, resulting in death. Okay, that's not going to be helpful. Monokuma File 3, Cage Child, Tenko's last moments, loose forward.
That kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself. With it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
I'm probably getting this wrong, but I feel like Tenko's last moments at the very end there would be
So
important.
far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
So that one has no relevance for sure.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
So
But if Tenko did commit
Yukichi is
suicide,
not relevant.
it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
It's either the loose floorboard or Tenko's last moments, and I think one of them's gonna get me killed. Monodam, no.
So far, suicide seems to
Take us
That's irrelevant.
true intentions.
That's irrelevant. I need to think on this other eventual option.
She could have secretly brought the sickle
Do we have anything
and
to
then
counter
stabbed
that?
herself with it.
No, I don't think
Finally,
so.
with the last of her strength,
No, it wasn't that. Shit.
Oh no!
Yeah. Alright, down to critical.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide,
The only reason I did Tenko's last moments because I swore Maki mentioned that she was going to be in that she was put in the shock. But the thing is, it doesn't say that on there, so that's a problem.
it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
finally, with the last of her strength, she threw underneath the floor.
Okay, well, I died. Or I lost. So death was instant.
Damn it!
Yeah. This one's a little rough. The thing is, I'm getting it right. I'm just not putting it in the right spot usually. That's fine. We'll get it in there. I'm not dead, though. I did it. Done debating already? Well, this next part's mandatory, so let's get it over. It's voting time. Yeah.
Is this
really over?
We can't let it in.
Thing is, there's not really punishment aside from my score and my money.
So far,
Anytime I have to retry, it costs me on the score for this section, and that means I get fewer coins from the trial. All right, Monokuma File 3. Ow. Somebody analyzed the like net result in death no introduced to detective. This doesn't say immediate death, so I don't think this is relevant. Cage child. The monies, yeah, no more gambling. I mean, just fewer gotchas. I can still gamble. Okay. I don't think this is relevant. I feel like this is the last bit before the intermission too. Last bit is hole and corner. Alright, let's see.
Suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Thing is, I did that and that. Trying to get this out, I need to make them think there's suicide theory.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Wait.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Oh, I forgot.
But if Tenko did commit suicide,
Ow, I forgot that hurts
it would
too.
explain how she died during the seance.
I forget I can lie,
She could have
chat.
secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with
I
it.
forgot I can lie.
Finally, with the last of her strength,
I only feel the
I
truth.
forget that I can lie. I just perjured myself. Forgot about that.
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor. Because she died instantly.
I didn't realize we were lying at this point too.
instantly.
Oh, Maki's gonna back me up here. Understood. Death might not have been instant. She couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
It's fine.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki?
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
There are
As
ways
an
to go
assassin,
around this,
I
though.
specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she
I
said.
mean, to be fair, where that stabbed her, she probably was paralyzed. Would have been paralyzed. Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki Roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
Don't, Kaito.
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Yeah.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Sound, rather loud sound. What an idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. I need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. Oh, is this another minigame? Nope. Non-stop debate. Okay, let's go. Oh, sound
Did
insane.
anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
I'm gonna wait.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
How'd that miss?
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in. I mean, it was totally right. My job was to be like candles. Moving along the walls is seriously tough.
What? Did you say something, little guy?
Did anything seem
Out of the ordinary during the seance, there is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange. Now that I think about it,
Make it. I don't remember anything about it.
while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
There we go.
I agree. Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
You don't get to hear the beautiful music anymore? Such.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Oh, she was in a cage. All that is bullshit.
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
No, you're right.
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
Or the floorboards. Fab. That sound. Something hit the floorboards. Maybe the sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Where are you?
This is it!
London Bridge.
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound.
Is falling down.
That floorboard
Falling
came loose
down.
at some point during the seance, right?
Falling down.
could the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
London Bridge is falling
It was
down.
the sound of an intense impact.
Down.
If the impact was that
Maybe.
intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That's true. There would have been a strong impact to make that sound. Or what was it? What could it possibly be?
All right, then. Let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together
I missed
now.
it, Jao. What are they were looking for? I'm joking. I'll probably figure it out here. I kind of missed it. They're talking about the floorboard missing or something like that.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide
Never.
under floor,
Never
then
musical.
stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Damn.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and balls are the best of friends?
Oh, I like how I can agree with that. It's strong enough impact to knock the floor to this.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
The sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the fight. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But the statue was still on.
Hide under Furry. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the
Wait.
floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Alright, this might cost me some life, but I'm here for it.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
I think Gata might possibly be right.
Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
But the statue was still.
But hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
Oh, not it? Okay. They would be dead. Yeah, that's it. Alright, I thought I would. It's funny, but I
So
figured
what
it was
made the
probably wrong.
floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable.
It was definitely the cross piece. I felt like it was, but I didn't know where I needed to put it.
Said there was no.
Someone must have stomped through the floor.
Ah, I missed it.
A floorboard that comes
I
loose when you
needed
step
that.
on it is That wouldn't make such a loud.
Maybe the wooden statue. Under floor. They stood up with such might.
Under the floor.
Someone must have
Stomped through the floorboard.
Oh, I got it.
I agree.
There we go. Did I go to bed? Cannot predict now. You probably should go to bed.
Kokichi is right.
I was hoping
The
this would be
floorboard
finished
came
here
loose
soon.
because someone
We should
stomped
be
on
close.
it.
It's much later than I
The
wanted to do.
floorboards fit perfect.
I
Going
can't
to
really
make
say.
sure first time we go to empty room.
I say till intermission.
When we first
Save
saw
me.
the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
My food's fine. Rude. What are they in the game? That's the question. To solve this case, I'll need to think carefully about the cross piece on the floor. The food can be in there a little longer. It's pot pies, and I have the bigger ones, so they can always cook a little longer. Sleep well. Have a good one, Flavorful. There's that one end of the food's crossboard. The cross piece that had been cut was on the other end of the floor. Yes, floorboard was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the cross pieces was cut, the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko. Oh, so it was somebody in the room actually. And the other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What's the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboard? Think. Come on, think. Oh, this is a problem. Oh. I see see S's, E, A. W. I don't actually know what to do. Wait. No. Okay. Oh, seesaw. Yeah. Trying to figure out what their angle was. Where's the W? Seesaw. I saw F, W, E, D. Cost me a little bit. Not any of those, huh? I did T. Oh, seesaw effect. Oh, I was like, what word are you going for here? Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Sorry. Jesus. I was trying to figure out what the second word was. That cost me a lot more life than it should have.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Used?
Huh? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
I'm confused how this plays out, though.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that, unless they used the sickle.
Unless the
That's
sickle...
exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
Gazing the blood on the white fabric. So it is Kyo then. Conclusion, can I drop it? Only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. Alright. Kyo then.
That's it!
So at this point it had to be Kyo then, because he was the one that put the white fabric on.
The iron cage, with the blade facing down.
But why? Why do it?
the reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place.
Although it could have been set, but the thing is, someone in the room did
The
it.
sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over.
Okay. And then when you remove the cloth, you can ditch the evidence.
Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage.
Yeah, this was all set up perfectly. Okay.
She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouch position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
That's not how to pronounce the shit.
What the hell's a seesaw homicide?
There you got
That's
it.
fucking crazy!
That's what it's done.
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know?
Yeah, probably.
They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box.
So Kyo did this one, but you did the
Kudos,
first
culprits! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
one. Unless Tenko did the first one.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Okay.
Yeah?
Kyo. Trying to distract now because you know you're very
It was
implicated.
you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? Why's that?
Where's this intermission, chat?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room.
Okay.
That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not,
It's
Himiko?
definitely Kyo. But that doesn't mean he did the first one. There are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? Middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it.
I already know how this all plays
Then,
out.
she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
It was definitely Kyo.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
The reason why it's Kyo, the game will explain. 1, when was the sickle placed? Because it probably wasn't there when they moved the cage. It could have been. Unlikely. Also, when was it disposed of? Yeah, so that's a big thing. The only time that could have happened is when the sheet was removed. Also, there's the fact that Ukichi fell through the floor in another room, so he prepared all the rooms in case they chose a random one. So yeah, if it was Himiko, she wouldn't have
In the end,
picked the one.
Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
No.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea? Or it is true, but does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Something like that really happened? Please, intermission. Something so cruel. Intermission, please. Ah, shucks. I need to get my food before it is real crispy. It's probably fine. Oh, thank God. Bedtime. Well, food, then bedtime. Hey, look. Saving over the class 2 trial intermission. Perfect time. Alright. Let me skip you, you piece of shit. The intermission is a segment which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz. Victim quiz, not the culprit quiz. Once I get through this, I'll leave. And then we end stream. The victims are the people who are still watching the drawn out boring crap. Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden?
It's okay.
It is okay. I am sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. Don't call me out. Can't take it. Can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here. Me. Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time.
Absolutely right.
It's the right answer, Monodam. Why? He hasn't said anything.
Hey,
Exactly, because there are no victims. Yep. Even if you killed in the killing game, you're a winner. Because then everyone wins you, and you get tons of posthumous popularity.
Daddy!
You don't need to reveal these kind of behind-the-scenes details.
All right.
That makes you more popular, and we gotta die soon, too. Okay. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Alright. I must leave. Pretty sure you can't save in the middle of the trial. Alright. I gotta end it here quick, chat. Next stream is Sunday, noon. Yes, have a great night, everyone. We'll be doing probably Hunt Shutdown, and then jumping into finishing this trial. Seeing a beautiful execution. Figure out the rest of this. I'm pretty sure Kyo is responsible for Tenko. I don't know if he's responsible for Angie. I wouldn't be surprised if Tenko killed Angie and then Kyo killed Tenko. If there was some sort of like accomplice relationship there. But either way. But y'all, thank you all for joining me. Thank you for the follow, Winter Moon. Appreciate that. Thank you all for stopping by. I was excited. I was a little dumb at a few points there. I had more or less the right answers. It was just the wrong moments, but that's fine. But yeah. You guys all have a great rest of your week. I will see you Sunday, noon 30, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there. But yeah, have a good one, everyone. See ya. Bye.